and qualify for one of our bonus coverages, like 1 year of free car coverage, 1 year of free electronics coverage, or 4 months of free home warranty coverage. There's one number to call and one company handling your claims from start to finish. That's Everything Brakes. Get your free quote today. Call 855-865-SAVE. 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Savings vary according to plan, age, or condition of vehicle or home repairs needed. Coverage not available in all states. Service fees, limitations, and exclusions apply. Go to everythingbrakes.com/terms for details. Call 855-865-SAVE, online at everythingbrakes.com.
Buying a house or selling yours? The Nickley Group makes it as easy as ABC and 1, 2. Oh, and fast too, because the Nickley Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenickley.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
MD Hearing just made their Neo rechargeable digital hearing aids only $297 a pair. That's over 90% less than clinic hearing aids. The Neo actually fits inside your ear. No one will even know it's there. Get the hearing you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com and use promo code RUST to get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer. Plus, they're adding in a free extra charging case. That's a $100 value just for listeners of the Monsters of the Morning. That's mdhearing.com and use promo code RUST and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's flagship podcast, featuring interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Join me, Dante Marcatelli, along with the rotating cast of Magic personalities every Thursday during the season as we conduct deep dive interviews with Magic A-listers. This podcast is a must-listen for any Orlando Magic fan. Join the squad with the Orlando Magic Pod Squad on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The news News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. Lots to get to today. From Julian Assange is free to why raw dogging flights is a bad idea, and RIP MTV. It was nice to know you. No! Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday.
Yeah. Hit that bell.
You know what? We did it. We did it. Here we are. It's time for you to share the show again, as you always do. So on YouTube, hit that like button. If you're listening to the show and you just want to tell somebody else, hit that share button on the podcast if that exists. We have one of those? I think we have one of those.
Yeah.
Just do all those things. And mostly just be with us today and send us good energy, because it only takes tiny little things for me to completely melt down.
Okay.
And there are tiny little things floating around today, just so you know.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Tiny little things floating around today. I'm speaking directly about what we all just talked about. It doesn't take a lot for me, as I said.
Right. And we're going to melt down too, but it's important that we all don't melt down.
Yeah. I don't even want to mention it because, all right.
Don't.
Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And here goes nothing. We go to the world of sports, friends.
Oh,
yeah.
I imagine we're taking a trip south to, say, Sunrise, Florida.
Yeah,
you
baby.
bet your ass. All
That's
right.
Champions.
You know, we were here since the beginning of the season. We were rooting on the Florida Panthers.
Yes, we were.
We said nobody else seems to want to pull for the Sunshine State, and we're going to do it. We're going to step up and root for these guys.
In my lifetime, this is the second time a team that my parents brought me to watch at some point.
Oh, really?
Won the big championship.
Oh, my God. The other one was a long time ago.
A very, very long time ago.
Because I remember when the Marlins won the World Series, and it was fun, but that was a long time ago.
I think I was in single digits. Wasn't it like 97 or something?
I was on Clematis in downtown West Palm Beach.
Hell of a drug.
So it was probably like late 90s, early 2000s or something. I don't know. It was a while ago now. But the Florida Panthers have officially won their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. I'm sure you folks up in the Northeast listening to the show probably more used to winning these things. But over here, not so much. This was the first win for the Florida Panthers in franchise history. Here we go.
Which would be fitting. 3 seconds to go.
3 seconds to go.
The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Man, it's pandemonium out there.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell if they're fighting or celebrating or what necessarily is happening.
Probably a little bit of both.
By the way, this was the end of the game, right? That the final buzzer or whatever, that horn, and then they win and then there was stuff going on the ice for easily an hour. I mean, but not just like the presentation of the trophy, but once they presented the trophy, it was like one by one. Everybody got to skate around with the trophy and kiss the trophy, and then at one point,
they covered all of that on the air. Do they not have a schedule?
They just keep going.
There was a couple times where ABC cut out, and then cut back, and I don't know if they were trying to go like, "All right, guys, wrap it up," or what the deal was. But at one point, 45 minutes to an hour later, after what we just saw, they thought they were wrapping up, and then the captain picks up the Stanley Cup again and starts skating around. The commentators are like, "Oh, we're doing this again, I guess."
I like it. Well, here's how it went for those of you who weren't following the world of hockey. The Florida Panthers were up 3-0, I think. And then if they would have just won one more, it would have been victory for them.
But then what happened? Do you remember what I talked about last week or maybe the week before?
Well, Edmonton Oilers won 3 in a row, I believe, unless I'm getting that wrong. I don't know, was there curse or something?
Sheryl Crow.
Oh, Sheryl Crow. That's right. Sheryl Crow steps in.
And then she did not go to the games after that, and that's why they lost, probably.
Yeah, this was not an inevitable win for the Edmonton Oilers, unfortunately for them.
I maybe just mixed that up.
Wait.
Was it Shania Twain or Sheryl Crow?
One of the two of them, but I don't remember either.
I thought it was Sheryl Crow.
Okay, cool. We'll go with that.
But it might have been Shania. Who knows?
It feels like Shania Twain, if I'm honest with you. But I don't know. I have no idea. I don't remember it that well. I just know the Panthers won. Yeah. Hugs all around. And I love it when they do my favorite thing. I don't know if they found any here. It's the world of hockey. Some pretty tough guys out there, not really showing their emotions that much. But whenever there's a game like this and one side wins and they go to the other side and there's somebody with just like one little tear coming down their cheek, and they're just like,
there are a lot of Oilers fans in that crowd. It was Shania Twain, by the way.
Yes.
Was it?
Okay,
all right.
cool.
Shania, well, we cleared it up. Shania Twain was the good luck person for the Edmonton Oilers until she was not. Until that luck was no more. But there we go. Congratulations to the Florida Panthers.
Florida Panthers.
Go pee in the Stanley Cup or whatever.
I think that means I thought I saw a stat last night.
That's tough to say. That's like Sylvester.
I saw a pudding stat. I taught a stat that said that like 3 of the last 5 Stanley Cups have been won in Florida, which it seems like unusual. Because we're not known.
How dare you?
As a huge hockey state.
No, or ice state, or anything like that. You just don't play hockey mostly growing up here.
But now that
more so with like rollerblades.
Now that Sabrina's brought it up, I'm trying in my head to think what teams that I have seen in person have eventually won a championship, and I think
probably
it's
the Bucks.
I think it's the Bucks and the Lightning.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah, I've seen both them too. So
mine was so long ago.
And the Lions before they joined the MLS.
Whose fault is that, Sabrina? That's not your fault. That's the Marlins' fault.
Oh, I was going to blame my parents.
They haven't been back to the dance in a little while. That's been the problem for them. Okay, one question that I have about this, though. So the Florida Panthers win hockey. Now, when you win,
that's actually exactly how they won. There's a hockey.
If you win something as big as the Stanley Cup, they do that big giant parade where they hit the streets, right? Like the celebratory parade, like they do when you win the Super Bowl or something.
Likely, yeah.
Do they do that in where they play Sunrise?
Yeah.
Or would they do that in like Fort Lauderdale, which is like maybe a little bigger?
Probably Fort Lauderdale.
Or Miami even? With like because then
I don't know. The rains, they might hit a flood or some sort. So
also, I don't know how many people in Miami like
they're gonna have
really
to start
like
using
them.
the Stanley Cup to get the water out.
Correct.
Out of the
bailing it out. All right. The other big news yesterday. Some of you won't have any idea what this is, but we'll explain and catch everybody up. A man named Julian Assange was released from prison. He'd been in prison in Britain for a very long time. Before that, he was hiding out in he was hiding out
like
in
a hotel or the embassy or something.
No, it was the embassy. But you know what's really weird? So Julian Assange he started a thing called WikiLeaks, for those of you who don't know. And WikiLeaks' whole stated mission was that they were going to expose governments across the globe, and they were going to leak any files that any government insiders wanted them to leak. And leak they did. They had a whole bunch of stuff, documents about Iraq and weapons of mass destruction, videos of contractors killing people seemingly indiscriminately in Baghdad, and things from all over the world that they released. And it's a real tough thing to be in that position because you're going to piss off all these countries out there. Powerful countries are going to want to shut you down. They'll throw you behind bars for whatever reason. But he was staying at the embassy for years and years and years and years before they finally tossed Julian Assange in prison.
And the biggest thing is that he would just like wave at the window, right?
He would wave at the window. Pamela Anderson would visit him from time to time.
Okay, I was going to say Madonna. I knew it was somebody.
And the weirdest thing to me was they said, I believe they said, I hope I'm not wrong on this, I believe they said he fathered 2 children.
Wow.
From there. And I'm like, and the embassy, I pictured him just like on a couch somewhere, like in somebody's office or something. He must have had like an apartment inside the embassy. He's impregnating people from this embassy. And then he went on, obviously, to a British prison. And then finally, after all of these years, he has been released after a guilty plea and a deal that he made with the United States of America. Probably Biden's administration looking to do this, maybe to shore up some, I guess you would say shore up some votes with younger people, but I don't know that younger people are hyper aware of Julian Assange.
It's been
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, when did WikiLeaks happen?
A while ago. I mean,
I think
now
it was when we first started the show, which would have been almost 11 years.
Yeah.
Guys? Oh,
What?
it's tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the day. Yeah, see, I knew I wasn't going to forget that
for
day.
sure.
Otherwise, I would have been celebrating already. You guys would have known about this. Yeah, a long time ago, over a decade. So I don't know that he's super relevant to people who are maybe 25 and under, but lived a dangerous life, still does, is going back to Australia. No idea what's going to happen next. They're trying to get a presidential pardon. I think Biden, if he steps out and takes ownership of this, I don't think he'll take a lot of heat from the left of him. And I think he might actually get some praise from the right of him, because there was a lot of people right of center who were like, this is ridiculous that this guy has been imprisoned for so long.
I mean, I wasn't really sure where on the political spectrum the whole WikiLeaks stuff kind of landed. But this morning, as I was like flipping through Instagram stories, a particular person who tends to lean very far right, loves some Trump, was like, Julian Assange is free! And I was like, oh, all right, well, so, okay, cool.
So, and here's why that is, because Julian Assange, before not the last election, but the previous election, I believe, somewhere around there, released all of Hillary Clinton's emails. And so people on the right were like, yeah, hell yeah, we're burning Hillary Clinton down.
Lock her up.
And then people on the left liked that he was exposing corruption in the U.S. war machine. So he's made friends on both sides. It's not like a super partisan thing, but people in the middle probably just don't know much about him. I think normies probably aren't super tuned into what's going on with him.
normies? Thanks for listening.
Yeah, there's got to be somebody out there. Here's a little bit of the discussion of this on Sky News over in Australia. That's where he's headed back to.
Get that vision up of Julian Assange. We have not seen him for years. This has just been posted by WikiLeaks, obviously, in a car on his way to Stansted Airport. He's there sitting in the waiting room and boarding a private jet out of Stansted Airport.
Nice.
This vision
right to the private
will
jet.
see on loop today, because he does, as Trudy mentioned, he looks remarkably well. He walked onto that plane and after, as we mentioned, 23 hours a day in darkness in a 2 by 3 metre cell, 1 hour of sunlight a day in prison.
Only have two moving shots that show his body and one in a car.
That's all they're running them back to back to back. They've got 6 seconds of footage on loop of Julian Assange headed into this jet. And Chi-Town Chu says he looks real rough. I mean, he just looks like a little older and a little pudgier.
He only sees sun once a day.
He's not seeing a whole lot of sun. That's an issue for sure.
But how long was he in that situation? Because for a while he was at that embassy. It didn't seem that bad.
He was in
outside.
that prison. Let me see if I can find it on anything in front of me here. It's been at least like 5 or 6 years, I think, but I don't know exactly when. 62 months he spent in the prison. 62 months. Because that's what they're going to sentence him to, so it's just a wash. Like he's already served the time that he's sentenced and he can get on with his life. I don't know if he'll still be WikiLeaking out there or, what he'll be up to.
Come on, you can't stop this guy from WikiLeaking.
It's true. He's gonna leak on as long as he possibly can. So we'll keep an eye on him as well. Interesting character out there.
As soon as they turned off the camera that showed him, talking to those people and getting on that plane, guy started leaking his ass off.
Leaking.
Just leaking.
Wiki.
And also, yesterday was a record in the United States of America. 2.99 million air passengers in one single day. The most people ever through TSA. This is big the week before 4th of July and 4th of July. A lot of you out there traveling, doing your thing. If you are, be safe, Godspeed, have fun, enjoy yourself. When we come back, raw dogging. Generally a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is particularly a super bad idea. Cannot get behind this.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Hard to no recommend.
Oh,
And this is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Dancing naked around your kitchen is a lot better with your best friends.
Seriously.
I mean,
why would you encourage that?
just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
What's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. There does seem to be a delay northbound on the Turnpike. You're going to feel that delay just before the Mineola Hancock Road exit. The actual delay is due to a right lane blocked after that exit, so give yourself a little extra time there. Thankfully, southbound lanes are clear. No issues north or south on the 429 toll or Greenway, and east and westbound lanes of I-4 as well as the 408 are clear. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
and more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's flagship podcast, featuring interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Join me, Dante Marcatelli, along with the rotating cast of Magic personalities every Thursday during the season as we conduct deep dive interviews with Magic A-listers. This podcast is a must-listen for any Orlando Magic fan. Join the squad with the Orlando Magic Pod Squad on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
My best dad tip, okay, one time our power went out and we couldn't watch TV or play video games or whatever, but we still had the best time pulling out flashlights and building a fort in their room, telling stories. So last week, I just turned off the main breaker and yelled, "Power's out!" I mean, why wait for a storm? Just make the fun part happen yourself. I mean, you can do it tonight.
Dads, try this idea, or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. You find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Homeowners, are you dreaming of financial freedom? Welcome to EasyKnock, your home equity converted into cash effortlessly. Convert the value of your home without the hassle of lender qualifications. That's right, no credit score or debt-to-income requirements. Just the money you need when you need it. Sell your house to EasyKnock for 100% fair market value and then rent it back, getting the cash and flexibility you need. That's right, 100% of fair market value and you get to stay where you are. No moving boxes, no goodbyes to neighbors, just the home you love with the financial freedom you've always dreamed of. No leaving behind your cherished memories. No moving headaches. With Easy Knock, you keep living in the home you love. Why wait? Join thousands of Easy Knock satisfied customers nationwide who've converted their equity into opportunity. Visit EasyKnock.com today and step into a brighter, financially secure tomorrow. Terms and conditions apply. Easy Knock sale leaseback products are not available in Massachusetts and select states and markets. Purchase price includes a mix of cash and an option.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
Discover a career that matters at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Be part of an innovative team delivering world-class healthcare and benefits to America's veterans. Enjoy robust benefits, work-life balance, and career development opportunities. Join a diverse and inclusive community that values your unique background and skills. A community where nearly 1 in 3 of your colleagues are veterans themselves. Apply now at vacareers.va.gov.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
How do you solve a crime in reverse when you believe that someone was murdered but have no clue who the victim was?
We have to do our job, and we have to find out, who did they kill? If it's possible. How are we going to do that?
Listen to Deep Cover the Nameless Man on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search for Deep Cover the Nameless Man.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics. It's
From the first, maybe last, who knows, debate between Biden and Trump. And no matter what you think about things, that's going to be some sort of fireworks. So much so that Secret Shows this week has been moved to Wednesday so I can open up my Thursday.
Look at you go.
Get my debate on and watch this and maybe have a drink or two.
Do you guys like, because I don't think you watch a lot of debates. Do you guys have a go-to, like, does Courtney make snacks?
No,
you have like a debate meal.
We don't have anything prepared just yet. I think we're just going to wing it here. She was going to make something.
Don't get blacked out so you don't remember the debate.
No, I need to remember the details. Yeah, I want to remember the details so that we can talk about it on the next day. Obviously, not done. Well, it's on Thursday, so on Friday on the show we would talk about it. I guess
I will be. I'll be doing comedy, so I'm very curious.
You're going to see all the clips,
aftermath of it all.
It'll if you don't want to see the clips. Friday's the day to take off social media because I think it's just going to be everywhere, just absolutely ever present. I did like this, though. Did you see the the person who made this? It's going viral now. It's starting to get some attention over on Twitter
Facebook,
and some other platforms.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see
And
this?
they took one of the debates between Biden and Trump, and they made them into little babies. And they have them as little babies debating each other. I don't know what it is about this, but I really like it. I'll put it up on See It Now, and let me just share it with you right now, just so you can hear what's going on.
He wants to shut down this country, and I want to keep it open.
Oh, baby Trump is adorable.
Wait a minute, Chuck. Let me shut you down for a second, Chuck, just for 1 second. I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
The two of them as little babies battling it out back and forth takes a lot of the sting out of it for some reason. I don't know why, but I like it more. All right, let me get a screenshot of this so I can put it up on See It Now so everybody can take a peek. It is a good time, and it makes it like takes the politics out of it for a split second. Then you're going to go right back to those politics because, of course, the debate will be on Thursday. And after that, we'll see what everybody thinks. There's so much talk about this in the run-up. And, like,
it does make sense that the babies, one baby to another, be like, look how big his mask is.
Trump is saying, like, he's going to be ambushed here. This is not going to be fair. CNN's not going to give him a fair shot at all of this. Let's see, baby presidential debate. And you can see this over on thenewsjunkie.com in the See It Now section. It's very easy for you to check that out. Whenever we have a visual, bam, we put it up there on the website for you to take a look. Before we go to you and your dispatches, that story about Trump saying the expectations are swinging here. He says it could be 3 against 1 because the two moderators aren't going to be on his side.
Oh, okay. That's a
from
good way
CNN.
to preface.
He's mad at Jake Tapper, who I actually find Jake Tapper to be fairly fair about these kind of things. He doesn't seem to be
Not
like
if you Google him, Sean.
Yeah. What
do
did
I get if I Google him?
The clip we had earlier this week was
he
Adolf
compared,
Hitler.
Hilter.
Hilter, yeah. Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. Dana Bash probably more so is politically tied to the left, I would think, than Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper, it has been on CNN for a long time and was embraced for a while by Republicans. I don't think they like him anymore because he's not on Team Trump, and you know how that goes. Sort of sends you off onto the other side, whether you like it or not. They just put you over there. And so the reaction from the MAGA world was swift and deafening, prompting CNN to issue a statement defending Tapper and Bash amid the flood of pro-Trump criticism. They said this proved our point that President Trump will not be treated fairly on Thursday. So they're trying to lower expectations because they think everybody thought Trump was just going to go in and absolutely steamroll old man Biden, and he's going to give him a couple of Magoo moments, and the Magoo moments are going to be the end of Biden's run. He's going to be over with. Now they're like, well, it's going to be 3 versus 1. So they're really trying to change the expectations that folks were facing here. Over to Raw Dogging. We got to talk about this. I'm not into this. I don't think this is a good idea.
Okay.
And they said this is a trend that's happening.
Only really burned you that once.
It's a trend that's happening with both men and women on long-term flights. And the idea of raw dogging a flight is you get on the flight, you sit in your seat, and you do nothing. For a long-haul flight, no headphones, no phone, no TV, no movie, no texting, no Googling, none of these things.
So they're just trying to challenge themselves? Or
Yes.
Are these people are like, I'm better, so I can do nothing?
Both. I think both. I think there's a level of this that is like, you guys are losers. So, I just did a 7-hour flight and I never even touched my headphones.
Oh, you're a psychopath. How about that?
Yeah, I was going to say, is this the people doing it that have named themselves this? Or is this somebody, because in my head, when you were describing it, I was thinking like you're next to some guy or you're two seats away from some guy who's in your row and you've noticed that he just sat on the plane. Didn't get up to go to the bathroom. Didn't order a drink. Didn't do use headphones.
Sociopath.
Yeah, and I would be like, this guy,
that's weird, right? Yeah, not in a good way.
He should be on the list. We need to watch out for him.
I'm going to be like, I'm not going to say that you have some mega mind status. I'm going to say you're a loser because you didn't need to be entertained for a 7-hour flight. And they'll be like, well, I was entertained by my own mind. Oh, my God.
No, thank you.
Shut up.
I do everything to distract me from my own mind.
Yeah.
Especially on a flight.
Like, yeah, on a flight of all places, like it just bored in a tube in the sky. As this says, if you're planning on joining the trend of raw dogging your next long haul flight, then best be prepared for the surprising effects it can have on you.
Also, of all the things to call it,
raw dogging.
That's strange.
Yeah, I mean, it brings other things to mind.
Off the term grid.
Raw dogging has gone viral across the internet in the past few days, and not for the reasons you think. It follows some posts online from Uwudini, who explains that he recently spent a 7-hour flight with no headphones, no water, no movie, no nothing. He said, the power of my mind knows no bounds.
Oh, shut up, hippie.
Good God. They said this is an insane dopamine detox, and hundreds of thousands of people were liking this stuff online.
But is there not something to the fact that as soon as they get off the plane, they're telling everyone about it on social media?
Oh, yeah. They're bragging about it.
And writing articles.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you
want to get real impressive?
Exactly.
You want to get real impressive with this? Go to jail. Go to jail where you can't do any of these things for a long period of time, or at least some of them you can't do. They said it's a form of digital detox, and this means that you're going to recalibrate your brain's pathways into creating a healthier relationship with phones and social media. Blah, 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 blah. I want to watch something fun. I don't want to.
It's distracting me from feeling I'm going to die for the next 3 to 6 hours.
Yeah, and also, it's just, even with, like, let's say you're not stressed out about the plane at all. Why on earth, do you think it's cool to be like a bat and just sit in your room and have no television on? No. Have no entertainment on of any form? You're like, I'm somehow stronger and more powerful. Because I know people like that. You know who will really brag to you? More so than vegans or any other class of people that get a lot of nonsense, and they get a lot of backlash for bragging about the thing that they are. You know how people talk about vegans? They get a bad rap, and they're like, oh, vegans will tell you they're vegan within the first 5 seconds that they talk to you. Whatever, right? All this stuff. You know who will tell you that very quickly? The person who doesn't have a TV in their bedroom. I've never seen people who are louder and prouder about things than people who don't have televisions in their bedroom. And they'll be like, oh, you sleep with a television in your bedroom? No, I don't do that. I need the mental clarity. I need a dopamine detox. Well, I'm laying down. And I'm like, do you know what's going on in your brain? You know what this says to me? I hate this. Be the guy who says this. It says to me that you're dumb. It says to me that you're dumb, that you're not a smart and serious person. Because if you have some level of brain power, your brain is going a mile a minute with all sorts of things. I should jump off this plane right now. Hey, what if there was a terrorist on board somewhere? Whoa, this movie's crazy. Hey, is this inappropriate to watch on a plane next to my friends? Your brain is a jumble of ideas and things coming out of a hose at 100 miles an hour. And if you could just sit there in that, you're not more powerful, you're just more dumb, with less things flowing through your brain. At least I would think. What do you think? Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now.
I tend to think that, like Sabrina had sort of brought up a second ago, I think raw dogging is the wrong word for this.
Thank you.
It's, at some point, somebody described it as you're not doing any of the things that give you dopamine. Raw dogging in the other way, a lot of dopamine happening, arguably more than if you're doing the safe thing.
It's sort of like a version of performing without a net.
Somebody else called it the putty, which there was the episode of Seinfeld where they're on a plane and he's just on the plane. And of course, there aren't like infotainment systems on these planes back in Seinfeld days.
Yeah.
But he's just like staring at the seat in front. And Elaine's like, you want something to read? He's like, no, I'm good.
Nope.
You get a nap? Nah.
I don't need anything. Eric F. on YouTube says, Sean, I got better things to do in my bedroom than watch the TV. I guess your dead bedroom needs the TV. You better be careful. I'm sober today, so I can fire out of the cannon at a pretty high rate of speed. And I know, as well as anybody, Eric, that your bedroom isn't seeing the amount of action that you're pretending it does right now. I know that. You know that. You get whatever you get done in that bedroom when you do get it done, which is probably on a rare occasion that you could find some woman willing to sleep within 5 meters of your cold body. And when it does happen, it probably happens for a total of about 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So the rest of the time, what are you doing? Staring at the ceiling and contemplating the rest of your life and how bad you performed in bed? Or are you watching television?
Drink, Sean?
No, I'm faster when I don't have all the alcohol in the system still. Good to go. Feeling okay today. And that's what a dumb thing. What a dumb thing to be like, there's so much sex happening in my bedroom. I don't have time for no TV. Like, shut up. My God. What kind of pretend fairy tale world are you living in? Send us a dispatch today. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Fire off yours over there. Let's work in a couple of them. Here is a Shelby joining us with the dispatch.
Hey, Junkies, podcast listener. Hey, Sean, if you enjoyed that Smartless Arnold interview, I highly recommend, I think it's on Netflix, there's a 3-part documentary style series about Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was not a fan. I did not know a lot about him before I watched it, but afterwards, man, I was enthralled through all 3 episodes. I am very respectful of the man now. It's very entertaining. I highly recommend it.
Who's behind this Arnold documentary? Is Arnold behind this? Because it's
Arnold, the documentary.
Like, the guy does have his problems. The whole thing, I mean, it's his own marriage and that's his private life. I don't really care that much. But he did, like, if you just listen to a podcast with him, you're like, he's the greatest guy in the world. Like, he can win you over, man. That's how you get to where you get. You don't get to where he was without being good at peopling. And it's one of the things, actually, I noticed from the Smartless podcast, C-Lane. All 3 of those guys are really good at building connections with people. Like, there's not many people that one of them, who are the 3 people on the show? Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and
Sean Hayes.
All between the 3 of them, they seem to know everybody in Hollywood and like have a real relationship with them. When the people come on the show, they're like, oh, remember coming over your house, doing this, doing that. And it's like, okay, they're good at this. It's a good quality to have.
In fact, I'm a little not off put, but it's surprising sometimes when there'll be somebody that they're like, we met one time at a dinner that was for this, and that's about it. You're just like, oh gosh, okay, this is because it is a treat for them. A lot of these guests that they have, they're like, oh, they get super excited about it, but it's fun. But it just goes to show that to have a really, really successful podcast, you must already be famous and have a lot of famous friends.
Yeah, it's true. That's true across the board. BDMXCon on Twitch says, Sean's perfect health and wellness shows his routine is the superior routine. If you're different, you're dumb and boring. Quite the opposite, and I've said that as many times. All I do is call out phonies over here. And if you pretend like you don't need a television in your bedroom because there's so much sex going on that you don't have time for a television, every single person that says that is lying. Pounding their chest, pretending to be some sort of sexual machismo level person. Get out of here. It's nonsense. Be real at least, okay? An update and an interesting one on the Julian Assange thing and that private jet that we were all like, whoa, guys getting on a private jet to get out of here. There's some details about that jet that we needed to talk about. An update on the world of music making and AI. I don't know if this is going to change things for this very show, but we'll see, because that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends. Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Tuesday forecast. And for the rest of our day, we are going to be expecting hot temperatures with a high of 94 degrees in Orlando and a heat index around 110. It is going to be a sweltering day. Make sure you're staying hydrated. We do also have the chance of some scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. These will grow more widespread during the mid to late afternoon hours before eventually dissipating overnight. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by ePass. Want to save on tolls? Choose ePass. Only ePass offers toll discounts and a free toll sticker. Plus, you'll always pay the lowest toll rate on all Florida toll roads. Visit GetEPass.com to sign up today. That's GetEPass.com. Choose ePass. Expect savings.
Folks, Mills Air is there for you when it's hot outside. Your AC is just struggling to get along, and you need things like the preventative maintenance plan from Mills Air. It is going to give you peace of mind because here's what happens. This is how it works. You pick up the phone, you call Mills Air. A human being, an actual person, answers the phone and is incredibly nice every single time I've done this. Sets up an appointment for you for a great Mills Air tech to come out to your house and do a preventative maintenance check. You can schedule this for every 4 months, 6 months, whatever you want to do. When they come out, they're going to clean out all your lines so your AC doesn't get backed up and flooded out. You don't want that. Can damage your house, can make it so your AC stops working. You do not want those things to happen. Also, they'll change the filters, which will make sure it's running the right way. They'll look at your AC, no matter what brand it is, from top to bottom and give you a full-on report. Here's what it looks like. That is awesome, and that's what you could do with Mills Air, the honest company. Preventative maintenance saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Here's the number, 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. They've been around since 1992. Since 1992, over 30 years of helping people like you out. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer, and they get you huge rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to Mills Air. Find them online at millsair.com.
Fixing your car or repairing things around your house sure isn't getting any cheaper. And that's why there's Everything Brakes for Home and Auto. For less than $1 a day, get automotive repair coverage with free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental cars. Add home protection too, and cover major home systems, appliances, and electronics. Bundle Home and Auto and save even more. Call now and qualify for one of our bonus coverages, like 1 year of free car coverage, 1 year of free electronics coverage, or 4 months of free home warranty coverage. There's one number to call and one company handling your claims from start to finish. That's Everything Brakes. Get your free quote today. Call 855-865-SAVE. 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Savings vary according to plan, age, or condition of vehicle or home repairs needed. Coverage not available in all states. Service fees, limitations, and exclusions apply. Go to everythingbrakes.com/terms for details. Call 855-865-SAVE. Online at everythingbrakes.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had. This
What's happening with AI music? This could be bad for the show. We shall see. I hate to say that to you. I hate to do it, but we'll dive into that story and see what's happening in just a moment. Hey, who's in the wrong here? All right? Who's in the wrong here? I saw this, and I've seen it so many times, this exact situation playing out, where somebody got into a big fight. They had they had on their property. Do you know when people get those like little portable dumpsters that they get dropped off at their house, and if they're doing some work, yard work, or like light construction or whatever, or
roofing,
they just
a lot of times it's roof. Yeah.
Roofing is a good example, or you're even cleaning out your garage or whatever. You get one of these dumpsters and they put it in your front yard. You fill it with all whatever trash you have, and then they come pick it up and they move on with it. In this case, this guy has his dumpster out in front of his house, and let's say it's for roofing, and the project is underway. And he comes running out because some other guy on the street walked by with a trash bag and dunked it into the giant receptacle that was on his property. Okay. And the guy who tosses the trash bag into the dumpster is like, "It's a dumpster, man. What are you gatekeeping the dumpster for? What are you doing here?"
Well, I paid for it. It's going to, take up 0 room.
Yes. The person said, "I paid for this dumpster," and they scooped his bag out and threw it back at him and try to hit the guy with his trash bag that he had because it wasn't his dumpster to begin with. This is not too unlike the one where if you're walking around with a bag of dog poop and you see somebody's trash can out by the road, you want to dunk it in that person's trash can. Right. Because you don't want to hold it, and it's a trash can.
I think there should be, there should be some unwritten rules about that. I've been guilty of that years and years ago. I don't really take Lexi on walks, so we don't have to run into that problem.
That's
However,
what happens more.
There's a difference between putting dog poop in somebody's trash can that's like out on the curb. I say
that's ready to be picked up.
I say if the trash hasn't been picked up yet, then you're good to go. That should be a freebie.
So you're saying if the trash is out to the curb, ready to be picked up, and you toss your bag of dog poop on there, no harm, no foul. Exactly. It's not going back to their house like that.
Now,
anyway.
Mind you, if it's empty, like it has been picked up already, I can see where it's frustrating because sometimes those bags of poop get stuck to the bottom. And there you are 2 months later with someone else's dog poop on
and that's
there.
gross.
Whether they're stuck to the bottom or not, they're still, even if they're not stuck and they get picked up the next week, they're still going to, that's a pile of dog poop that's going to bake in there for a week. Not cool.
No, not cool at all. I was actually at, today's a trash day for my neighborhood, and walking Carl this morning, somebody put on their own trash can, which by their own, that's loosely a term because the city gives you that. But they put a sticker that said, "Please do not put dog poop bags in here."
Oh, really? So they're fighting somebody in the neighborhood who's doing this to them.
That's better than leaving it in their yard, is it not?
Oh, definitely. I think it's way better than leaving it in the yard, but I think people still get really pissed off about it, especially people who don't have dogs.
Yeah, I would see that.
And I'll put this up on See It Now, but here's the example I'm talking about. The guy has like a little dumpster in his front yard.
Okay,
you could always
this is different. So this is not just like, hey, you're like I always think like, oh man, I'll come out and half my my side of the street has been picked up, but the other side hasn't been picked up. I'm like, what if I got one more bag? What if I just run it into one of their one of their things? Just put it in there if there's room. But as residents, we pay the same amount for garbage, no matter if it's half full, no matter what.
Yeah, but I don't care if the city pays for my trash can or not. That's my trash can. You got your stinky old trash can, and I got my stinky old trash can.
That's fine.
Never the twain shall meet. I don't want the stuff that you're throwing away mixed with mine.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be super mad at a neighbor if they missed the pickup and needed to throw a bag in there real quick. Not a big deal. I'm talking monetarily.
Yeah.
For this thing, and these people see these dumpsters and they go, "Oh, it's a dumpster." Likely, the person that rented that dumpster is going to pay for every pound of trash by the pound that gets dumped out of it, because it's going to go to a landfill. It's going to be attached to a vehicle. It's going to be weighed, and then they'll weigh it on the way out and charge them accordingly. And so if you think you're just going to start willy-nilly throwing your trash in there, or worse, some people see a rogue dumpster and they're like, we can throw whatever the hell we want in here.
Let's go get rid of that old furniture we had. All that stuff is going to cost you actual money. And you see this guy, he throws, that's the second bag I think he threw in this guy's dumpster.
I mean, he could have done this so much better.
He picks it up. He just throws it back at him. Just hits the guy's car with it. I'll put this up on See It Now at thenewsjunkie.com.
I got
yelled drove there to do that.
Yeah, he drove there and stopped at this guy's house. This is not a public, like one of those green public dumpsters that everybody shares in some public space. And I don't even know if doing it with those is cool, because sometimes, like, the place that's closest to that.
I've been guilty of that.
But this is definitely bad, because you've purchased this. You purchased for this service to come by and drop off this dumpster for you, and then some assholes coming by.
I was super curious about what they would have said, if it was a gray area or not. When I got my roof replaced, part of the process is they come a couple days earlier with a giant, like, crane, not crane, but like a giant, almost cherry picker, and they lift all the new roof onto your roof. Then they leave. And then when it's roof day, you're like, let's effing go. It's roof day. They show up with a giant dumpster. And then as they're taking off your old roof and throwing it in there, then they start putting on the new roof. Now, as the person who's getting the new roof, I'm like, is it a bad thing if I kind of throw a couple extra things in there? But if I'm throwing a couch in there, that's not the price that we agreed on.
No.
I would expect them to come back and go, whoa. You're kind of taking advantage of this whole dumpster thing. We brought this to get the job done, not to get rid of all your crap.
Yeah, you're saying, here, deal with this trash for me. That's exactly what you're doing.
Yes.
It's like the person who throws trash down in the elevator in a building and goes, somebody's paid to pick that up. I'm helping keeping them employed. And you're like, oh, shut up.
You know what
You're
I feel bad doing? I feel bad, and I do it because it seems better than throwing it in a brand new, recently changed trash can. But whenever it's on the cart, the cart that has all the stuff on it for the janitor's cart, and there's a trash can there, I feel really bad throwing stuff in there. I still do it. But I still be like, I feel like that's their trash can.
I do it too. The other thing I do like that feels so wrong, but I don't think it's that wrong, but maybe it's a little wrong. If I'm at a hotel and the maids are like, their little cleaning cart is in the aisle, or the, like,
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
The hall of the hotel. Yeah. I will stop and I'll grab like a towel or two off there. I'll grab whatever I need.
I don't feel bad about it. I make it rain shampoos and conditioner.
I mean, we're supposed to get that stuff, right? Like, I didn't want to wait for the person. They were inside the room. I didn't want to bother, so I just see the cart and I just take them off. I'm like, all right, this seems okay.
And then I balance that out by undoing the sheets for them. Like, I'll put everything in a ball, so that they could just put it into their cart or something.
So
make it a little easier.
In your head, Sean, if you grab a towel or a shampoo or anything off that cart, because it's free for you, if you were to ask for it, it should be fine for you to take, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think.
I found out the hard way as a young kid that is not the case for airline sodas.
Oh, yeah, you can't take those. No.
Oh, I grabbed one.
He almost got blacklisted as an 8-year-old.
I got, and my mom was so embarrassed and pissed at me because the flight attendant said something.
The flight attendant could have been cool about it.
But they weren't.
Oh, you know what I saw the other day? We'll get into this AI music story momentarily. I saw...
we're in a break time, brother.
I know. Real quick, Courtney and I were leaving the store, and a little kid is getting yelled at by his dad, and the little kid has like a packaged toy in his hand, and he left the store, and his dad goes, "Bring that back in there. You can't do that. That's stealing." And the little kid's like, "No, I grabbed it. And the dad is like yelling at him because the kid just took a toy and walked out of the store.
Right,
just,
that is stealing.
That stole his own thing. And his dad's like, "What the hell are you doing right now?" Awkward being right in the middle of that. Kid tried to argue his way out of it, though, to his credit. All right, when we come back, AI music facing a real conundrum. Is this going to affect the show? That is one thing. We got to talk about Hooters. We got to talk about your dispatches. We got to talk about a lot on a Share the Show Tuesday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Hey everyone, I'm Dante Marcatelli. And I'm Jake Chapman. We're the hosts of Magic Drive Time, the only daily audio fix for Orlando Magic fans. And actually, I just realized this, Jake, one of the longest running sports talk shows in Orlando. We've been at it for 13 seasons. How is that possible?
Oh, wow. That's good stuff, Dante. And that's exactly what you'll get on Magic Drive Time each day. It's your touchstone for the latest Magic news, game previews and reviews. And we've got more stats and notes than we know what to do with.
Listen to Magic Drive Time on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.
How do I, Dad? Here's something I do. I write a letter to my kids every month. Yep, I write a letter and send it to my own house. I'm pen pals with my own kids. I know it sounds silly, but they love it. I don't write anything crazy. Just tell them I love them, ask them questions, whatever. Normal stuff. But when it shows up in the mailbox, I'm super dad.
Write your kids letters or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Why is Navage perfect for allergy sufferers? Rhino Systems Medical Director Dr. Howard Levine explains.
If someone's exposed to allergens, they can get rid of those immediately by washing out the nose. Navage works by pulling saline in one nostril, through the nose and out the other nostril, sucking out allergens, mucus, dust, and germs. Experience on-the-spot relief so you could breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier.
Navage is available at Sam's Club, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or online at Navage.com. Navage. Breathe easy.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is
for you. Hello, she says. So I'm driving down the 434 this weekend, and I see a car with news junkie magnets, maybe 2 or 3,
gold,
and a fringe magnet and some other stuff. I tell my 13-year-old, mommy's going to jump out of the car for a second and grab this magnet. It's a game on the show Mommy listens to. He says, okay, whatever. Don't get hit. Don't get arrested. I pull up next to the car. I'm ready to put it in park. Guess who's driving? Naomi Bradshaw. Mission aborted. Mission aborted. I couldn't steal the magnet from her car. LOL. I'm wiggling and popping. Have an awesome day.
You think
It's fair game.
Yeah, it is very much fair game, and also people get excited when their magnets get stolen. One of them being my mother, who she was my magnet finally got stolen. It took him forever.
Folks, if you're new to the show, you don't know how Game of Magnets work. If you see a magnet anywhere out in the wild, it says the News Junkie on it, looks like the logo of the show. There are over 50,000 of these, 50,100 and counting, that are out in the wild somewhere. There's also tons of bootleg ones and unofficial ones.
Yeah, there are over 50,000 of the real ones.
Right.
Not even counting some of them stinko ones.
No, there's all kinds of fake ones, and there's a ton of them out there. If you see one, it's what we call in play, and that means you can grab it off of somebody's vehicle. That's why when you get these, they come for like a victory for Fritz on the street, or they come free with a shirt or anything like that.
Now, the exciting part, though, if you could post on, Facebook or the group chats that we have, because that makes the game even better.
Yeah.
Then you get to meet people.
Yeah, that's cool. People get to see that's the person that was at that stoplight, and I've seen that happen so many times. So it's fun. It's a big thing that's been going on in the show for a very long time, and hopefully you'll be able to take part at one point or another. All right, C-Lane, the software that you've been using during the show, which is super cool, it's called Suno. There's another one that I have not played with called Udio.
I've messed with it once, Udio, I think it is, but I've messed with it once, and it was when I first started using Suno, so I was still learning Suno, and I didn't really get the stuff I wanted from Udio, but I've heard from other people and read that Udio gets a lot more in depth with stuff, and it's updated a lot more.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, Suno is very impressive in and of itself. It's what we've used on the show many times. And this says Suno and fellow AI song generator Udio were each sued yesterday by a group of copyright-holding giants, including Universal Music Group, Sony Music Group, and Warner Music Group.
On what grounds?
That's what we're getting to here. The lawsuits filed on the label's behalf by the powerful trade group, the Recording Industry Association of America, that's RIAA. They accuse Udio and Suno of being evasive about the contents of their AI training data sets, allegedly to conceal that they're lifting songs from the label's catalogs to generate tracks that are eerily similar to their originals. The labels claim AI knockoffs could crowd the songs they're based on out of the soundscape, leading to financial losses. They're demanding damages of up to $150,000 per instance of copyright infringement.
Okay.
Potentially adding up to billions of dollars.
And losses
so far.
for who? Because we have heard countless times how little artists get paid. And now they're like, well, it's going to affect them, you guys. But really, it's affecting the people who make seven figures anyway.
Yeah, don't mess with our money. Don't mess with our bottom end, they say, or bottom line.
Silly.
In response, Suno said its algorithms are designed to produce completely new outputs. In court, the defendants are expected to retort the fair use doctrine allows copyrighted content to be used for things like parody, news reporting, or scholarship, and that applies to AI algorithm training. So they're going to fight this off. That seems like kind of a nasty power play.
It's casting a wide net, first off, because it says they want so much for every indication or every instance of copyright infringement. Right. But they're not citing a specific copyright, a specific intellectual property, a specific recording or composition that's been infringed upon. This is innumerable.
So what they're suggesting is that they trained their AI, their algorithm, by digesting all of the modern music catalog, and then from there, this AI that was now trained can generate new stuff that they say is too similar to their content. And this is an effort just to get AI music generators completely shut down. Don't make no bones about it.
Sure.
That's exactly what they're doing.
They're trying to shut them down by pulling this number out of thin air. $150 million or $150,000?
No, they said billions. $150,000 to the tune of billions.
Add up to billions, because they want to show these people a figure that they don't think that they're going to be able to pay, aka they won't have the money to fight. And also, they said they want them to be more transparent about what's in their library that's training the AI, which, I mean, if there's copyrighted stuff in their library, that's one thing, but it's also kind of sort of a trade secret.
Yeah, but isn't that rip AI if they do that? Like if they say you can't train your model on other people's content, what do you think ChatGPT and all these other AIs are trained on? They gobble up the internet, which is people's content, and then they use that to teach this technology to be what it is.
Listen, what you're doing is you're teaching a computer music theory, and you're teaching it how a song is composed, and you're teaching it, how what drums are supposed to sound like, what horns and guitars and pianos are supposed to sound like. And if the point is the music industry wants to slow them down by not letting them use their copyrighted material to teach it, then there will be other material they could use. Free material. There will be stuff that's in the public domain, which is, mind you, a lot older. We're going to have AI that generates a lot of old sounding Lawrence Welk-ass music. But, it eventually, not only will it catch up, but there's plenty of copyright-free music that you could, send along to this AI and teach it to make new music.
Wait. Allow me to say something really stupid, okay? This is maybe really dumb. But is this any different than the music companies, RIAA and all the big labels together, suing me if I make a song and they go, well, before you made that song, you listened to all these songs by all of our artists, and that's how you learned what cool drums sound like and what a good guitar riff sounds like.
In kind of a way,
but it's still your own recording. It's still your interpretation of it.
No, but what he's saying is pretty true. They're saying, that the AI learns off of their music. Well, anybody who learns to play music learns off of other people's copyrighted music. There's no, show me the person who writes and records a popular song that's never heard a song in their life.
Right. Yeah. That's why a lot of this stuff about like cultural appropriation was kind of silly, because the world is built on remixing. Remix culture is everything. It's how we got to where we are in music. The people take the building blocks before them. Should always give credit where credit's due, and don't steal things. But this is why we end up in this kind of weird space here, I think. Jim has a dispatch for you, C-Lane, talking about your couch problem, what with the dumpsters and not wanting to put a couch in there.
Okay.
Let's go over to Jim.
A lot of text on this one.
C-Lane, I have a construction company, and yes, throw that couch in there and don't even hesitate. Don't even think twice about it. That whole dumpster was rented for you. You're paying one price for one dump. Throw anything you want in there, and they won't say a word. Guaranteed.
I'm getting a whole lot of different stuff about this, because maybe the couch is a different ball game, but a lot of people are chiming in saying the ones that are for construction debris are dumped in a spot that's for construction debris.
Sure. Okay.
And if they see a bunch of like garbage bags of household waste with like food and all kinds of stuff in there, they're going to they might charge the person that's bringing the dumpster, and then that charge is passed along to the homeowner,
because they have rules of what they can dispose of, where they can dispose of it. Yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot of people with dispatches about this as well. Here is a funny name.
Hey guys, happy day.
Hey.
As a roll-off dumpster truck driver, I can say that you putting stuff in a bin that somebody else has paid for is wrong on a lot of levels. For instance, I haul loads that are specifically, exclusively concrete, and if you contaminate that with trash or even construction debris, I cannot take that to my concrete recycler. And then on the other hand, I also have dumpsters that are full of what is called C&D, construction and demolition material, not household garbage. If you contaminate one of those with household garbage, I cannot take it to the construction and demolition landfill, which is less expensive to dump that than a household.
A little loud in that truck.
Waste landfill.
But thanks for the information. That's greatly appreciated.
And at least in this situation, the truck noise in the background of the dispatch just really kind of adds to your credibility.
It's ambiance.
You are hauling roll-off dumpsters right effing now.
That's very true. All right, here is Bro Villa talking about the last Marlins victory.
Hey, what's up, junkies?
Hey.
Hey, Sabrina, this one's for you.
Yeah?
My father-in-law gave my son, when he was born, the 1997 Game 7 ball that the Marlins won.
Wow.
Signed by the entire team.
Nice.
It's really cool. I'll send you a picture of it. I've always thought, I've always wondered how much it's worth. I know they only won one title, but yeah, that ball is pretty cool. And I got a couple of other things, too.
All right, of course you do. Of course you do, Rovella.
You're going to have to wait for them to win another title to get peak value out of the first ball.
Yeah.
I would think.
One of these seasons, I know it.
I don't know how it works anymore. All I know is it was sad when I got all of those baseball cards from my childhood and nothing was worth anything. And it's like just all brutally 50 cents,
if you give
60 cents.
Something like that, like this game-winning ball signed by the team to a baby, is it supposed to be kind of like understood? We're not really letting the baby touch it for a long, long time.
Baby property rights? Is that what you're getting into right now?
No, I'm just saying.
Put it on the Mo list.
No, we got to keep this away from the baby if we ever wanted to. It's not like a baby can take it out and slobber all over. It'll be worth nothing.
Right. But does the baby have rights to that property that you have given them? Oh,
babies don't have rights.
Yeah, it's not an adult. Babies have no rights. Babies must do what they're told, I think. We want to hear from you. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. We'll get to this Hooters story eventually here. Update on Alex Jones and his situation. And MTV RIP. What the hell is happening here? That, in particular, is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Crabby, dangerous, sarcastic, and sometimes awkward. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Did you know that Mortgage Guy Don has the best rates on commercial loans, SBA loans, and business lines of credit? If you have a high interest rate SBA loan at 9, 10, dare I say 11%, if you qualify and have paid on time for the past 2 years, that Mortgage Guy Don can refinance your SBA loan at an 8.25% fixed rate. Do you need a loan to buy a franchise? ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. Do you want to build or expand your business? ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. It's the place to go to for all your business and residential loans. Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote today by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Imagine you could convert the cash trapped in your home without taking on high-interest debt or the hassle of moving. Well, now you can. Welcome to EasyKnock, the revolutionary solution for homeowners looking to go from equity-rich to cash-rich, all while staying in the home. Why worry about lender approvals? EasyKnock's sale-leaseback solutions allow you to avoid harsh credit score and debt-to-income requirements. Sell your house to EasyKnock for 100% fair market value and then rent it back, getting the cash and flexibility you need. In today's high-interest rate environment, why take on more debt? Turn your home equity into the cash you need to pay down that pesky credit card debt, those lingering student loans, or just to secure your finances. EasyKnock is your answer. Don't let lenders hold you back. Visit EasyKnock.com now and discover how you can convert your home equity today. EasyKnock. It's your home, and now it's your cash. Terms and conditions apply. EasyKnock sale leaseback products are not available in Massachusetts and select states and markets. Purchase price includes a mix of cash and an option.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
How do you solve a crime in reverse when you believe that someone was murdered but have no clue who the victim was?
We have to do our job, and we have to find out who did they kill, if it's possible. How are we going to do that?
Listen to Deep Cover the Nameless Man on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search for Deep Cover the Nameless Man.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture.
And Herb Reed emails and says, the Marlins have won 2 championships, Herb says, and that is correct. Yes, in 97, and then it looks like in 03. So there was 2 victories, but the one that I remember, geez, I don't know. Maybe the one I remember was 2003, because I would have been too young in 97. I would have been 16 years old. I would not have been downtown on Clematis and West Palm Beach and partying. That doesn't make any sense. It must have been 03. that lines up. I was probably 22 and just having a good time.
I remember one of those. I was at the Miller's Ale House. And it must have been in 97 or maybe 03, but
97, you would have been little.
07. But I could still remember going to Miller's Ale House and everyone cheering.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean,
Either way, I haven't had anything close since.
No, it's been a while. It's been a while, real quiet stretch there. Okay, a couple of things I want to get us caught up on, and then we'll get to this MTV RIP story. The first thing is, I told you Julian Assange, there was an interesting detail about that private flight he took to get him out of prison. And they said Julian Assange spent $500,000 on that private flight that got him out of the UK. Why? Because it avoided him landing on the American homeland after he was released from prison. Instead, Assange will be landing, or did land, I'm sure, on a remote U.S. island where he'll plead guilty to the charges. The island is the U.S. territory of Saipan in the northern Mariana Islands, about 1,800 miles from Australia. He has to front up the charges that have been brought under U.S. law, and he'll have the U.S. federal court hearing on Wednesday morning. That's tomorrow morning on the remote island. His wife suggested the $500,000 flight was paid for in debt, so they will likely launch a fundraising campaign to pay it off. And he's headed to Australia where he can reunite with his family. So they just took a bill. They were like, all right, $500,000 for this private jet. We'll pay you back IOU. And
that seems lofty even for a private jet. Could have done the smaller plane.
But who gets to do that? We couldn't do that. I couldn't walk in and go, I'll take a private jet across the world, please. And they'll say,
bill me.
That'll be $500,000. And I'll be like, whoa, not so fast. I'll be paying later. This is a fundraising situation. And I'm sure he'll fundraise tons of money. I'm sure he will, because there's a lot of people who like him. But
why is it that he didn't want to go to mainland U.S. to do this?
Because he was afraid they were going to pull the old switcheroo on him and then lock him up.
Switcheroo in the Marianas Islands?
I don't know. This is the way he wanted to do it. He was worried that they were going to imprison him in the U.S. and that this would be a trick, I guess. And so he's going to this remote island and then heading back to Australia on account of his wife's idea to do things that way. So there's the update on that. Another tidbit that I saw coming in, which is depressing and tough for younger people in particular. The typical salary required nationwide for home ownership, all right, to own a home, the typical salary is now $106,500, which is a 61% increase from the $59,000 a year that was required to get a house just 4 years ago, according to Zillow. That is a really big jump.
Yeah.
That's not a double in 4 years, but damn if it's close. From $59,000 a year as a salary required to get yourself a home, to have home ownership as an option, to $106,500% or $500 to get a home. What percentage? Oh, Google this for me, please, Celine. What percentage of Americans earn over six figures? What is it? 5% is my guess. I don't know. Maybe a little more. Maybe 10%.
Is earn a loose term?
No, I mean their salary. I mean the average American, not even household. I'm talking about this average American person.
When you remove demographics such as infants, students, and stay-at-home spouses, and focus only on full-time workers, around 18% of all earners in the U.S. make at least six figures.
Okay, so they're saying in the working field, 18% of U.S. workers are making $100,000 or more.
This is from Credit.com's article. What does six figures mean, and how could you earn it?
Thanks, Credit.
Well, guys, now that I've read the article, I'm out of here.
It used to be $59,000 a year, which is much closer to the average salary. It's still over the average salary of somebody in the United States, but it's much closer to the average salary than $106,000 to be able to have the money to get a house. Then that sucks. We got to work on that. And I think, we probably see some corrections out there. We'll see. All right. MTV is what I wanted to mention. Then we're going to find out what's going on in the next episode as we roll on here on a Share the Show Tuesday. MTV RIP.
Come on. I mean, Are you're implying you have to say R.I.P. You have to imply that MTV was alive.
MTV was on life support, and they're still on life support kind of after this. But MTV has removed more than 2 decades worth of content from its MTV News website. They have wiped all the content from MTV.com.
Question, did they say how many people were going to the website?
They don't. But I don't know. I don't know how many people that would have been. Like, I don't hear anybody ever talking about MTV.com. I don't hear that going
not really. So, like, your teaser surprised me because, well, MTV, at least the music television, there was not a lot of music videos that were being played.
Nope.
As last we talked about, it was like ridiculous, and it's 75% of the day.
Yep.
But the company, Viacom, that owns MTV, acquired like Pluto TV. So you could go to that app and find the music videos you're looking for.
Right.
But now you're talking about the website of MTV News completely
MTV
dead.
News completely wiped out over 2 decades worth of content. CMT, which is the country music one, that has also been completely wiped out. And it's part of broader cutbacks by the parent company Paramount Global that shuttered all this.
Want to pay for the space for?
That's crazy. That couldn't cost much.
No.
Like, as far as storage goes and like the money it would take just to keep your archives online,
Think of the
I would guess.
That's mostly text and pictures if you're just talking about MTV News. And, which, by the way, it was only a little over a year ago that they announced that MTV News is dead.
Right. And they de-staffed it, or AKA fired all the people there. But if I think about this from the perspective of how much storage costs, Amazon storage and web hosting and all of that stuff, I would guess that to keep up MTV.com is probably less than $500 a month. And I would hope your company's doing it okay enough so that you could keep that up. I mean, you would be able to just put Google ads on that and generate that much money very easy, I would think.
Talking about the news portion of that, though.
Yeah,
because when you go to MTV.com now, it's basically a streaming service. It says, like, watch full episodes, catch up on Teen Mom. Here's all of our different, what you call it?
I don't even feel like that's relevant. But it used to be that, okay, MTV was no longer the music television channel. Fine. Right? YouTube blew them out of the water. The internet made it so you can watch videos whenever you want. It didn't matter anymore. And rip. Okay. But things got a little crazier after that because MTV was still relevant with things like Jersey Shore or Teen Mom. In the Challenge, I think they had to. I don't think that MTV is really relevant even with younger people right now.
Ashley loves The Challenge.
The Challenge is the last kind of original thing that they seem to have that's in the reality world that has some traction. But I still don't think it's huge. Like, let me look up. Hold on. I'll look it up now as we're talking.
It's got to be something because they are spending a lot of money making these challenge episodes. Like as far as probably gobs of insurance for like some of the stuff where it's like, all right, this semi is going to drive through the desert and you have to hang off of it.
That's why they also use a lot of the same people over and over again.
All right, well, let me toss this at you guys. All right, ready? The Challenge, the last season, I believe, was called Battle for a New Champion. All right, MTV's The Challenge. Episode 1, premiere episode. How many people do you think watched the premiere episode of The Challenge, the latest season that's aired?
500,000 people.
500,000 people.
100,000 people.
340 for the first episode, 340,000, dropping down to 311,000 on the second episode.
Well, when we say watched, are we talking about streamed, watched live?
Within 24 hours. Within 24 hours. You know, the first 24 hours on demand or on air. That's not enough people. You need more people than that. Think about how many people are on that show. You got 100 and 200 people maybe involved in just the production of that show.
That's what I'm saying. The overhead on that show has got to be insane. Just watching it, and you're like, whoa, there is a lot going on here.
And they're doing that for a few 100,000 people? It doesn't seem tenable. All right, when we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Vanna White allegedly wants to buy 2 vowels to complete the puzzle of I'm blank blank T out. James Bond fans are left shaken, not stirred after finding Roger Moore's gravesite vandalized. Plus, we bid farewell to Crazy Town Shifty, who went stiffy, sugar baby. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Tuesday forecast. And for today, we're expecting temperatures to heat up. We'll see an afternoon high of 94 degrees in Orlando with feels like temperatures approaching 110 degrees. So if you have outdoor plans, be sure to drink plenty of water. We also have some afternoon showers and storms that will be on the way, mainly during the mid to late afternoon hours. These will gradually dissipate after sunset. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's $3 English Muffin Breakfast Deal. Grab a proper breakfast with Wendy's new $3 English Muffin Breakfast Deal. Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Select a request English Muffin Deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders. Single item at regular price.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322. 800-954-3322.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
Get ready to see the Eagles at Sphere Las Vegas with iHeartRadio. We'll fly you there, put you up at the Venetian Resort Las Vegas, and set you up with VIP tickets, including priority entry to see the Eagles play Sphere Las Vegas. Plus, we'll make your trip extra special with a helicopter tour of the city. And you'll take home To the Limit, the Essential Collection box set, signed by the Eagles. Winner must be 21 or older. Prize provided by Live Nation. For your chance to win, just listen to this station on the free iHeartRadio app.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is
Just being there helps us out. So no matter if you're listening live, watching live on the live stream, or podcasting, thanks for hanging out with us today and any other day that you do join the show. That's much, much appreciated. If you miss any of it, you can get the podcast on iHeartRadio. The link is over at thenewsjunkie.com, so do check that out. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Well, too bad he's a pussy.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. He is there for you, and he's there for us. Just got a text from him correcting us on some things that we talked about earlier in the show. And if it comes to refinancing or buying your first dream home, he's going to make sure to put you in the correct path. Maybe you're looking to expand your business owners. All of that is available for you right there at ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And if you have any questions at all, he is right there to help you out and guide you in the right direction. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
For the record.
No. Right? Yeah.
No,
Go
wait,
ahead.
wait.
No, you want to do your record during the
I
jingle.
was going to say, for the record, he was talking about the per household income is $90,000, which is closer. I was just bringing it up to talk about personal, solo income for the household. So, yeah, that's what he was talking about there.
Now sing the jingle.
Don't miss the quote.
Nope.
No, don't miss the boat. Compare your quote. That Mortgage Guy Don.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote.
You forgot.
Mortgage Guy Don.
Sounds better that way.
It was 57 years ago, 1967. Sean, you remember this. Nothing. Okay. I wasn't alive then. This group right here performed this song right here.
The Beatles.
The Beatles is right. And that's 2 points for
Damn it, man.
Silly. And it was live on TV for an audience of 200 million people.
Yikes.
Which is so much less than the challenge that we just heard.
Yeah, that is a lot less.
And kind of cool.
So much more than the challenge.
Well, the challenge is a lot less.
Yeah.
You got it.
In the studio that day, in the live audience, was the Rolling Stones and the Who. So that's kind of cool, if you ask me.
I mean, with 200 million people in the audience, it would almost have to include them, right?
I would hope
like,
so, yeah.
like all of the bands were probably watching.
This is the people watching on TV. Like, those in the live audience, I'm not completely sure. I don't have those numbers. I do have the numbers of, on the same day in 1977, Park Ranger Roy Sullivan was struck by lightning. Not once, not twice, but on this day, he was struck for a record 7th time.
Oh, man, and he lived through all of them?
Survived all the strikes.
It wasn't all the same day. But yes.
And then killed himself in 1983.
Did he really?
He did.
Why?
I might, too, if I kept getting struck by lightning. It would feel very personal.
I did not note why he killed himself, but I thought it was an interesting fact on this day. All you need is love and perhaps some roof when a lightning storm happens. Am I right?
Some roof, yeah.
We better do. Shifty Shell Shock is now stiffy, not shocked at all. The front man of Crazy Town has passed away at the age of 49 years old.
Yeah,
Sugar
I saw
baby.
this. And I'm not very surprised, honestly.
No, I believe last time we talked about Crazy Town, we played a clip of him not making any sense at all.
He was very, very much into drugs, I believe. And there was lots of things of him, like, getting in fights with his own bandmates and stuff.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was kind of a mess.
That being said, at the time of this writing, few details about his passing have been shared. A cause of death has not been publicly revealed. The frontman burst into the scene in the late 90s, so he's been at it for quite some time. The rock rap group rose to fame throughout the early 2000s, and their most famous hit to date, of course, remains the classic from what year? Butterfly.
Oh, man, that feels so 2000 to me, but
Ooh, it's very close.
I'm going with 2000.
1999.
Yeah, that is correct, Celine. Thank you so much. So may he rest in peace, Sugar Baby. Someone who
I
was...
said 98, but then it would have been Cocoon.
What?
Yeah.
Explain that.
Butterfly joke.
Butterfly joke.
All right, but what about, I don't understand the 8 and the Cocoon.
Because
Explain.
1998 is before 1999.
Right.
And butterflies are cocoons before they're butterflies. But we've gone way down this road now.
Explaining is losing.
Speaking of dead people, this person's just trying to rest in peace, but now one of the stars of this franchise right here. Oh,
James Bond.
Damn it.
Is incorrect, Sean. James Bond is right. And a James Bond fan is looking to pay his respects to Roger Moore, now revealing a troubling discovery. It turns out the resting place has been vandalized. Oh, how rude. Thank you.
How was it vandalized?
I'll tell you. The fan who wanted to remain anonymous, just in case, told TMZ that they stopped by a small exclusive cemetery in Monaco and tried to find the late actor's tombstone last week. Looking for the burial site's unique marker, a large family crest, and then, boom, found the grave, but also found the large shield representing the Moores family had been ripped off, snapped in a bunch of pieces, and then, of course, he shared all those pictures on the internet for no money whatsoever, but wants to remain anonymous.
Really pissed if that happened.
Another shocker, it doesn't sound like anyone with the power to do something about it is even aware that it happened until this story hit the news. They contacted local police over in Monaco, and both parties had said that it wasn't on their radar. No one had reported the vandalism. So the call from what I believe was TMZ was the first they heard about it. So careful out there, families of dead James Bond actors. Michael Jackson.
Authorities are on the lookout for Mr. Goldfinger.
Also dead, or Octopussy? Was that a bad person?
That was just the name of the... I don't remember who that was. It was the name of the film.
Oh, apologies. Also dead, and now we have the latest on his monkey.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson is correct, and would he be happy to learn that Bubbles, the former pet chimp of Michael Jackson, is living his best life as an elder primate?
I'm sure. Just still not talking, though.
Not talking, but how about this latest tidbit? Because this is also the anniversary of his death and Farrah Fawcett.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I think, in the record books as the shortest lived celebrity death of all time.
She did not have a big window. He really jumped on that one.
But it did become the title of an effect, the Farrah Fawcett effect.
True.
So, they are now saying that Bubbles, the chimp, is living his best life now, 41 years old. Jesus, Sean, you're the same age as a...
No, I'm not. I'm older.
Oh,
I'm 43.
Weighs 180. What about same?
I weigh more than Bubbles. I weigh 202.
200 to what?
202.
And it says that Bubbles is a friendly chimp, interacts
I was going to
well.
be more generous with myself, and I was going to say 200, but then I was like, I can't lie.
I was like, no way. He's
You
at
could
least
lose 2 pounds in 2 seconds. Anyways, he's over at the place with all the other chimps, other animals, including fellow chimps of Oopsie,
Chimp place.
Oopsie, Boomba, Ripley, Kuda, Striker, and so many more. Bubbles.
Ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda.
The sanctuary plays Michael Jackson's music and videos for the chimps, but Bubbles doesn't appear to give an F anymore. And that's the latest update, is that Bubbles is it's long gone as far as the past goes with Michael Jackson.
Last we saw Bubbles, there was a handful of years ago, there was some sort of documentary. I don't know if it was strictly about Bubbles or if it was about Michael Jackson in general, but they wanted to reunite Janet Jackson with Bubbles. So they brought her to like the animal sanctuary.
Hey, Bubbles, it's me.
And she's like, oh, yeah, he definitely remembers me. And I'm like, does he, though?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't know if he does.
Though I've hysterically cried at many, chimp reunion videos.
They
And
get pretty
stuff.
damn old, huh? What's the oldest chimp in captivity?
Thank you for asking.
This is in the 40s, right?
So they say the lifespan for a chimp in captivity is between 50 and 60 years old.
Damn, that's wild.
And Bubbles is now 41, so less than 20 years.
Do you think it's irresponsible to have pets that live that long?
No.
No.
You know what I mean? Like if you get a bird that lives 100 years, the bird's going to outlive you. And then the bird has to find somebody to care for it.
It's like the tortoise.
The tortoise,
That's the
too.
one that feels irresponsible unless your parents gave it to you at the same time you were born.
Then you die and the tortoise is screwed.
But the same goes for debt. I mean, if it's going to pass on to next of kin, then you might as well get the cockatiel.
No, it doesn't work like that, though.
This is a rumor, but the rumor shall be spread. Apparently, when it comes to this show right here,
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune is right. And we are, 1 week, maybe 2 weeks since the retirement of Pat Sajak?
I haven't actually seen. Have they started airing the new ones with Seacrest? I haven't seen any.
Great question.
Neither.
No, I don't think so. But Ryan Seacrest, he's going to make his hosting debut. I know the answer, actually, right now.
Okay.
It's going to be this fall, and that's with, of course, the return of Vanna White. Maybe. According to some sources, she signed a 2-year contract to stay on the show through the 2025-2026 season. But there are now reports, a rumor has it, that she doesn't, and I quote, in all caps, jibe with Ryan.
Yeah, they
Jive.
get along.
With a B?
I always said jive. Yeah,
it's jive.
But they put it, in all caps, Jibe with Ryan.
Let's see it. I think I've heard jibe too, actually.
There's a part of her that wants to walk away sooner. It's just so difficult to do this without Patty Boy. So perhaps we shall bid adieu to Vanna. I guess
Jibe
we'll
works
see in the fall.
It's like to be agreeable with, to get along with. Yeah, it works.
And let's see if this works, because I leave you with this piece of news. This guy right here. Wait for it. And 3, 2, 1.
Will Smith.
Will Smith is right. And they say with the success of the new Bad Boys movie, Will Smith is thinking he's back, baby. The
I think he's
slap
right.
is gone. And he may be performing at the BET Awards. That's going to air live this weekend.
But not the Oscars.
No.
Not yet.
And they're saying that it's possible that he is going to debut a brand new song.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Getting jiggier with it. Other performers will include Glorilla, Ice Spice, Latto, Lauryn Hill, Mooney Long, Sexy Red, Shabuzi, and Drake leads the nominees with 7 nods. On the Boob Tube, we got the 3-hour CMA Fest on ABC, America's Got Talent, The Quiz with Balls on Fox. Have you heard about this?
I've seen some ads for it. There's a lot of balls.
I Am Celine Dion on Amazon, the stream premiere of the documentary. And Martin Short will be guest hosting again on Kimmel with Jane Lynch and Jelly Roll. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Give it a follow, and most importantly, stay with me, Murray.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. Real quick, you mentioned Drake there. I had a different take on this than some of the people that I saw online.
Ooh, new Drake take. Let's go.
All right, here's your Drake take of the day.
Drake take.
Kendrick Lamar did a concert about a week ago or so, and at the concert he played that song, maybe live for the first time. I'm not positive.
Not Like Us?
Yeah, Not Like Us, which is a shot at Drake, basically how he's not as black as Kendrick Lamar is, I guess. But
And I believe
that's
he
neither here
mentioned
nor
he's
there.
a pedophile.
He takes some shots at him in that. And the brag was that Kendrick Lamar, to this huge crowd, and give him all the credit in the world, it was a big, giant crowd of people, played the Drake diss track, Not Like Us, 5 or 6 times in a row. And I thought...
I don't think it was his concert, though, right? Didn't someone just bring him on?
Yeah, it might have been that, but it was like he was performing. For whatever reason, he was performing. And he did the diss song 5 or 6 times, depending on what story you looked at, in a row. And I was like, the second time I'd be like, oh, all right, okay, cool. Third time I'd be like, okay, I get it. And that, like 5 or 6 times seems excessive.
Oh, so they're hoping at this point people will sing along. Have you memorized it yet?
5 or 6 times, I'd be like, okay, all right, fine. But BDM X-Con says the crowd loved it. The crowd did seem to like it, I guess. But it's a long enough song that I would have thought the 6th time. Although I do remember when I used to have my favorite new songs, I could listen to them a bunch of times in a row.
Oh yeah, I could do it. And then more importantly, or more frustratingly, and this is just being on the other side of that, because I realized what I was like back then. But when the obviously young teenage girl that lived on the other side of the wall from me was playing Genie in a Bottle over and over and over and over and over again every time, I was like, my gosh.
That's painful, yeah. All right, when we come back, we got to get into this Hooters discussion. Hooters has just abruptly shuttered over 40 locations. They still
There's
maintain...
a lot of loss in today's show.
There is. They still maintain a lot of old school loss, that they are relevant, more relevant than ever. But are they really?
Not more than ever, hell no.
We'll see. We'll get into that. It's coming up next in the news, Chunky.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Hey there, it's Russ Rollins. I'm talking to all the homeowners out there who are tired of staring at their cold swimming pools. It's time to stop wasting money on a pool that you can't use. With Solar Source, you can enjoy your pool year-round like I do. Top 5 things Solar Source customers do after solar heating their pools? Well, spend time with your family. Go nighttime swimming. You got movie nights in the pool. You got water workouts and much more. Friends of mine, friends of Russ Rollins, can save big money when scheduling a free consultation today at solarsource.com/monsters. Don't wait any longer. Start enjoying your pool again with Solar Source.
Buying a house or selling yours? The Nickley Group makes it as easy as ABC and 1, 2. Oh, and fast too, because the Nickley Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenickleyGroup.com.
Fixing your car or repairing things around your house sure isn't getting any cheaper. And that's why there's Everything Breaks for Home and Auto. For less than $1 a day, get automotive repair coverage with free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental cars. Add home protection too, and cover major home systems, appliances, and electronics. Bundle Home and Auto and save even more. Call now and qualify for one of our bonus coverages, like 1 year of free car coverage, 1 year of free electronics coverage, or 4 months of free home warranty coverage. There's one number to call and one company handling your claims from start to finish. That's Everything Breaks. Get your free quote today. Call 855-865-SAVE. 855-865-SAVE.
Get it all covered your way, 'cause everything breaks.
Savings vary according to plan, age, or condition of vehicle or home repairs needed. Coverage not available in all states. Service fees, limitations, and exclusions apply. Go to everythingbreaks.com/terms for details. Call 855-865-SAVE. Online at everythingbreaks.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-798-3399. That's 800-798-3399. 800-798-3399.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Just
The show that takes you from Skywall summer to Jack Rocket fall.
We are just a little over a week out. In fact, tomorrow will be 1 week away from a live show that we're doing. And no matter where you're listening to this show, our friends all over, friends in Rochester, friends in West Palm Beach, friends on the Treasure Coast, no matter where you are from sea to shining sea, listening to the show today, you can come join us for a show. And this will be, I don't know exactly what to expect, but Sealand's been to this place. He said it's going to be great. It's going to be a beautiful spot to do this. It's in an area called Mount Dora, which
Sean has just recently heard of.
No, I've been there before, but for folks who aren't from around here, they don't know what the hell that place is. It's like a hippie enclave. It's a fun place. And what's the name of the place we're broadcasting from?
Whiskey Kitchen.
Whiskey Kitchen is where we're going to be.
Big, we're familiar with that. Whiskey, that is.
There's a big outdoor area where we will be doing the show, weather permitting, and then they just they said they're installing a bunch of fans out there, and then we'll bring some as well.
All right, we'll tell you a lot more about it starting tomorrow, but just so you know, you could be out there hanging out with us during the show. And we'll have some fun. It's always fun when we do a live show. And guess what? We haven't done one in a very long time. So this will be good. And make sure you're paying attention. We'll tell you more about this event as it gets closer. But if you want to know now, it's July 3rd, right?
Yes.
The day before, July 4th. July 3rd is when this is going down. We'd love to see your faces out there. So put that down. Take next Wednesday off and join us for the show.
Yeah, getting lit.
Should be good. You guys still remember how to do a live show? You guys still remember how to do that?
It's been a long time, but...
How long's it been?
It was a couple Cinco de Mayos ago, I believe.
Has it been 2 years?
At least.
Wow.
At least.
All right. Okay. Well, we still got it. And if you want to see a fun live show, it's always fun when we're out there. And you could be with us next Wednesday in Mount Dora for that. Okay, Hooters. This is what I wanted to talk about because I said we got a lot of problems going on. Red Lobster getting hit, the private equity curse hitting Red Lobster, various other businesses, especially if they're in California, closing, getting hit, a bunch of issues there. But Hooters has closed more than 40 locations in Florida, Kentucky, Rhode Island, Texas, Virginia, other states. They said they're not thought to be in as dire a financial situation as Red Lobster, which filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. But bosses say the 41-year-old brand remains highly resilient and relevant. And when I heard that, I was like, are they, though? Like, is Hooters still relevant? Are restaurants, for that matter, are they still really relevant? Or is that something that's sort of fading away in common culture? I have not been to a Hooters and I don't know how long, so I can't gauge. Hooters, Twin Peaks, Tilted Kill, all these places that are like the restaurants. That's what they call them.
Common culture, I don't believe very relevant. However, those places will always have your regulars, and those are the middle-aged creeps.
People swear by their food, though. I know there might be some people who go in there because of the Hooters ladies and their creepos or whatever, but people do, and every time I bring this up, they're like, you don't know, Sean. Hooters wings, oof, man, swear by them.
I'm not like usually huge on breaded wings, but whatever they're doing, they do it right.
They're great wings, but do you think that they would vouch for them so much, those wings, if it wasn't for trying to explain why you're always at Hooters?
I am not sure.
I'm there for the wings, for sure.
I only know that Hooters would not be as successful as it was without the boobs. You know, that's like the building blocks of the entirety of the business. And for a while, this is why I'm taking on that I don't think they're more relevant now than they ever have been. When Hooters was rocking and rolling, they had they
had a casino and an airline.
They had an airline. They were like, they're not on that level right now. they may still be making good food, and people may enjoy it, and people might dig the 20-something-year-old women in the Hooters outfits. I'm always surprised by couples that go to Hooters. I don't know why, but that takes me by surprise. Like a couple will go to Hooters together, and I'll say, okay, I don't know. If I thought
Are you more
about
surprised with that than a couple at a strip club?
No, I think about this. Like, imagine there's a place called Doggers, and it's like Hooters, but it's all dudes in really, really short shorts, and they're serving up delicious hot dogs. And the whole thing is about how it's like young, sexy guys who are serving the food at this place. I wouldn't go to that place. I wouldn't go to that place. And if Courtney was like, I'm going to Doggers with the gals, I'd be like, I don't know, shields up a little bit here. What's happening to Doggers? I don't think I would be okay with that. But I see a lot of times there will be couples that go to Hooters. And I guess they're cool with that. Stripper is just like, going to a strip club is a more exaggerated version of that, I guess. Seen more like a party, though, I guess, if you're going to a strip club, more so than just like just going to a Hooters.
Unless you're having your party at Hooters.
Bootsy Moonshine says, wasn't there a place called Tallywhackers? Is that real? I don't know if that's real. You might just be screwing with me right now.
I mean, I'm not saying there was not a place called Tallywhackers, but was it what Sean described, where there were a bunch of dudes in really short shorts serving everybody?
I think if there was a place like that, it wouldn't be that their dongs are out. It's more that they have chiseled from the waist up.
It would be like, what's the Australian show that they have in Vegas that the ladies
Thunder
go crazy?
from Down Under?
Yeah, it would be like that, probably.
Sure. Count me in.
But I still wouldn't do it. It seems kind of cucked to go to that place. I don't know. I'm not with it. Let me know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Fire off a dispatch in our general direction. Hooters says, though, that they are as relevant as ever before. They're highly resilient. And they highlighted a new range of Hooters frozen food, which is being sold in supermarkets across America. So good for them. They got that going.
I'm going to have to get some of that frozen food and then go to a Hooters to see if it holds up.
They say their rivals are Dave & Buster's, Miller's Ale House, and Twin Peaks. They all have more restaurants. Hooters used to have 333. Now they're below 300 restaurants.
Casino
total.
closed down?
I
Oh,
thought
yeah. The casino's, it's a totally different place now.
That's sad.
And I think...
did they level it, or did they just like rebrand it?
They rebranded it, but then we had a casino you reported on recently that was getting leveled, and I wasn't sure if it was that one or not. Now I can't remember, but it's definitely doesn't look like a Hooters casino at all anymore, like it did when I went there.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Super Fun Time on Twitch says, at the News Junkie, there was a place called Tallywhackers in Dallas, Texas. It catered to the men on men type group. A lot of that stuff does. Yeah. Well, it's like male strip clubs. It's not the majority of people at a male strip club are not female. The majority of people at a male strip club, I would guess, are male. Maybe I'm wrong about that. If you've been to many male strip clubs, do let me know. Send a dispatch. I want all types of representation of the dispatches here today. I hear this, and I don't believe the company that's telling me not to get worried. Walmart is changing the way they do business. All right? Here's what they're doing. Tell me if you like this or hate this, or you're just not affected in any way. First of all, we should ask this. When's the last time you've gone to Walmart? Do you guys still go to Walmart?
I went a week or two ago.
Okay.
It's been a very long time.
Like a month or two ago, maybe a little longer than that, maybe 3 months. But we'll go every once in a while, just because sometimes it's right next to where we are. And I'm not like against the Walmart for any reason, so I'll be fine with it.
Why are you so anti-Walmart, bro?
I'm not. I'm fine with Walmart. Walmart's just too big. And I didn't get the memo that Walmart, Target, all these places sell sex toys now. They all sell sex toys, and they're just right there on the counter. And I was like, I did not know that they were selling them at these like big box stores.
They've got to be like the very basic of sex toys, though, right?
Sure, but you'll see it at Walgreens and CVS as well.
Oh, CVS too?
Yeah, it's in the condom section. Like, it's just, it's not on display like you would see in an adult store.
It doesn't say like dildo on it in giant letters or anything. It's just
personal massager.
It's clearly a vibrator, and
just
you see
like
it on the shelf.
Sharper Image had all those back massagers that were clearly for your vagina.
I didn't know that they just went full tilt with it, though.
Not for my vagina.
at Walmart when I went, they had like 4 kinds. They had like a little selection.
Which kind did you get?
None of your business. That's between me and God, sir. And back off. But Walmart is not changing anything to do with their sex toy sales. In fact, they're replacing their price labels at Walmart, and they're replacing all of them with digital screens. So that if you go down an aisle at Walmart, all of the things that show you how much something costs will be digital screens. And now Walmart is swearing that they're not going to use this for any sort of surge pricing. No. They would never do that. They would not do that. But they're just using this for convenience. And I'm like, if you have digital pricing in your stores, there's no way you're like, it's hot outside, water price just went up $1.50. I just don't see them not doing that.
That's insane.
They have to do it. It just makes sense.
Right, but is there, like, I wonder, though, will they have to be very strict about when these prices change? Dollar General just got in big trouble a couple of years ago. Because what their prices were marked in the store, printed, and what people were paying at the cash register were very different.
You can't do that, no.
No, you can't at all. But if you are shopping around this giant-ass warehouse of Walmart, and by the time you get to the register, your cat litter has gone up $1. How are you to... They can do that so much before getting caught, right?
It's very hard to know. Like, I don't know how many of us are tallying, okay, the cat litter costs exactly this much, the toilet paper is this much, the milk is this much, and then when you get to the counter, you go, whoa. Unless you're on a very tight budget. If you're on a very tight budget, odds are you're pretty locked into what you're expecting when you go to that checkout, which is just smart on your part. But this says sticker shock from Fortune.com has taken on a whole new meaning at retailers and grocery stores. That's because sticker price tags are going out of style only to be replaced by digital shelf labels, or this is going to be problematic for C-Lane perhaps, DSLs. We have another DSL that has moved into the vernacular. Merchants have been trying for a while to figure out how to cope with changes in consumer behavior owing to inflation. Some are adding service fees or sneaky price labeling, but others are using DSLs to their advantage.
I think I've seen these somewhere. And there's a bunch of people on the chat that are saying, like, oh, yeah, Kohl's has been doing that, Best Buy's been doing that, different places. I think I saw it at a Lowe's. And I don't remember.
I haven't seen this anywhere yet.
I think the one that I saw was broken.
Really?
Yeah, that's the thing where I'm like, yeah, is it that better of an experience? Sure, if you want a surge price or if you want to update prices, or, you know, it makes it a little easier than printing out a bunch of these paper labels and replacing them and doing whatnot. But also, are the screens that inexpensive that, you know, if some kid, you know, goes, especially at a place like Lowe's with a hardware store, it's like, oh, look at the price on this hammer. What if I hit the price tag with the hammer?
Sure, but that's replacing one screen versus paying someone hourly to replace all of those pieces of paper.
Yeah, that's not untrue. If they can replace humans, they're doing it. All of these stores are like, anytime we can replace a human with some kind of digitized screen and just have the manager put in all the prices for the day. The one thing I'm just not going to buy into is I'm not going to believe that you're not going to take advantage of that. The company will go, well, we're selling all these coolers today. These Coleman coolers are flying off the shelves because it's the beginning of summer. It's hot. People are going to the beach today. It's a great beach day. I can't see them not having some algorithm that goes, increase the price of the coolers.
Right.
If we're not breaking the law, if it says right at the purchase point, the price of the coolers just went up, and now when you go to the checkout, it'll reflect the thing that you saw when you picked up the cooler off the shelf, that would probably be fine. There's no way they're not going to do that. They're like, oh, we just, we don't want to waste paper anymore. I don't buy that. I don't think that's true for a second.
So they're either going to get away with it, or it's, obviously they're honest, or TikTok will get a hold of it.
Yeah,
it's only one person to notice what's going on, and then it'll be a snowball effect.
Remember when Wendy's tried to pull this on us a couple of months ago, and Wendy's goes, we're going to use AI for surge pricing, and then everybody freaked out, and then they said, no.
Did they say surge or dynamic pricing?
They might have said dynamic pricing, and they were insinuating, actually, this is going to be better for you. We're going to save you money. It's not going to be more expensive, and nobody bought that. And they shut it down. They said, forget it. We're not going to do this as much. At least I think they did. Or maybe they just said we're definitely not going to increase prices on you because people did not take too kindly to that being a potential thing happening at Wendy's. All right, a couple of things we need to work in real quick. One thing is we got an update on the Stanley Cup. The Florida Panthers won it, right? They won the Stanley Cup.
Champions.
Congratulations to them. The first time ever in the history of the Panthers franchise, they won. Now let's take a peek in and see what's going on with the Stanley Cup that they won. All right, we got the Stanley Cup here. This gentleman is one of the team members, I'm assuming. They're at the Atlantic Ocean and right in the ocean.
All right.
With the Stanley Cup. Didn't take long for that to get out into the sea. And
how's
this
salt
thing,
water on that?
I don't know. Might not be good over time. Maybe it's made out of something resistant. It's been through a lot.
It would have to be because I think that there are handlers that travel with that thing, wherever it goes. And it seems like salt water wouldn't be very good for the Stanley Cup.
No, it seems like it might ruin the whole thing that's been going for this many years. But
I'm
there it
surprised
is.
the daughter of the designer of the Stanley Cup is not making a big stink about it.
I remember that.
How it's so disrespectful to the thing their daddy designed.
That lady got shut up so fast. I don't know if I've ever seen it like
I don't even think anybody remembers her name.
Stanley Cup in Ocean. All right, putting that up on See It Now. You could take a peek if you want. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. That's probably the least aggressive thing that's going to happen to this. Ted says, is it a replica? I don't think it is. I think this is just what people do with the Stanley Cup. I told you when the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup and I was living in Chicago, it went from me being like, whoa, cool. I'm in a bar and the Stanley Cup is here. That's cool. I'm going to take a picture of it. I'm going to go over there and take a picture. To like, oh my God, is the stupid Stanley Cup here again? It's around so much in so many places, you eventually get tired of it and you're not impressed anymore at all.
Wow, this guy. Imagine being tired of seeing the Stanley Cup.
That's right. At the time, it was just too much. Shut it down, I say. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about some really obnoxious thing that Pepsi is going to try to do. And what happens if Biden flops this debate? There are a lot of people still pushing for Biden to drop out. We're almost in July here. Is that even a possibility? We'll dive a little further into that.
Are these Democrats?
Yes, I believe so. Well, I don't know. We'll find out that, too. That's an interesting thing to dice up with the story I have. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
What is everybody on that this is the look?
What do you mean, like the scrunchies around
Like
their legs?
big old hair scrunchies, mom jeans. It's like just bad.
Man, you don't know what you're...
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I'm getting all horny just thinking about it.
Okay.
You're listening to the Monsters in the Morning.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hosier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
Enjoying the News Junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you are injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? justcallmo.com. Go to justcallmo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Business owners, had enough of this yet? Are you just done and ready to retire? Is money tight? Or maybe business is at an all-time high. You have options. Don't just walk away. We can help you sell, retire, and just relax no matter what your situation is. Hi, I'm Andy Cagnetta, and at Transworld Business Advisors, we've been selling businesses for over 40 years. And with offices located around the world, we have thousands of buyers ready to buy your business now. Don't wait until the last minute or try to do it yourself. That is a recipe for disaster. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value and how Transworld can maximize your eventual selling price. We will help you win. And in the current climate, you need help to sell your business. Call Transworld at 833-SELL-FLA or visit tworld.com. That's 833-SELL-FLA or visit tworld.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Summer's here. There's no question. You can feel it outside. Time to make those memories with your friends and family. And to do that, you got to make sure you're going to be around for many, many summers to go. You can do that. Get that scan from Life Imaging FLA. Early detection does mean many more summers together, and 15 minutes could save your life and ensure that you're around for many, many summers to come. If not for yourself, do it for your loved ones. In 30% of cases of heart disease, the very first symptom is sudden death. So do what I did. Get with Life Imaging right now. Get that free heart scan. Guys, this is a $699 value, and the entire process only takes a few minutes. Pick up your phone, dial pound 250, and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you got to do. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make this the year you finally take care of your long-term health care. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Guys, it's time to make that call. Make this the year you take care of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty, that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand. It's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products. It's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of Team USA, plus NBC's top Olympic moments, original Summer Games podcasts, and live hourly updates from the games in Paris on the iHeart app and right here on this station. Be sure you have the free iHeart app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
iHeartRadio.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture.
Bit of a rabbit hole based on somebody in chat who said, don't worry about the Stanley Cup. The Florida Panthers players that are bringing it to the Atlantic Ocean to dunk it in the water. Sealane said they were bringing it to some other like restaurant something.
That's where they dunked it in the water. They brought it to this beach bar called the Elbow Room aboard a golf cart. And the Elbow Room, I don't know if it's super famous or what, but it's one of those places that has 3 or 4 different live cameras that are streaming on YouTube all the time.
Oh, like Tropical Isle in New Orleans.
Yes, very much so. Very much like that. And so people, once they kind of heard that was happening, started grabbing clips and stuff off the live cameras. And the dude, there wasn't a whole lot of people that I saw, but I might have just been watching the tweet too early. The guy, like, literally crossed the street outside the bar with waited for like the don't walk sign to turn into a walk sign with the Stanley Cup over his head. Cars driving by probably going, what the hell? And then he just crossed the street with a Stanley Cup, and then walked through the sand into the Atlantic Ocean and jumped in the water.
It looks very shiny. I imagine it means as protection.
For those of you listening and you're not sure what we're talking about, we're not talking about like the Stanley Tumblers. We're talking about the Stanley Cup you win when you win the NHL championship. And the Florida Panthers won this, and they're moving all over the place with it now out in public. But somebody said that's a replica. And I was like, that doesn't seem as fun. And they said the real one is at the Hockey Hall of Fame. And so I looked this up, and I'm looking at their website and whatnot now. And they said that they have the original Stanley Cup, which is like a bowl-looking thing, on display. And then they say a photo op with hockey's Holy Grail, Lord Stanley's Vault. But I looked at it.
Which one? Does everyone get the replica every year?
There's more than one. It says the original cup was retired back in 1970 over concerns of how fragile it had become. An exact replica was cast and created to take its place. The third was created in 1993 for an exhibit in the Hockey Hall of Fame and has never left Ontario, Canada. So they got one at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Ontario, Canada. They have the original that's just retired somewhere, and they have the exact replica, which is the one I think that the Panthers are playing around with right now, that the winning teams actually get.
I mean, at that point, why don't you just make a replica for each winning team so they could put it up somewhere?
I don't know.
I think that they've sullied the Stanley Cup enough. I mean, just, I get that the original, the little bowl, needs to be on display somewhere. I know that they have to rebuild the thing every now and then just because they run out of room to put everybody's names on it.
Yeah, they have to retire rings and whatnot.
So look at the link I just sent you. This is the live feed from the Elbow Room in Fort Lauderdale.
This is just walking across like some busy place. He's at an intersection with Palm Tran buses going by, waiting for his opportunity to cross the street and bring the Stanley Cup over to the ocean. He's just and there's not a lot of people around him. Like somebody could jack this guy right now and steal the cup if they wanted to.
Could you imagine if some commuter wasn't paying attention and hit the dude holding the Stanley Cup? That would be
and it goes flying.
Catastrophe.
Or even like robbed him. How are you going to flip that Stanley Cup?
Yeah, that's a tough one. You need to find somebody
that's not
who's
a pawn shop.
That last SUV went through the intersection pretty slowly, which leads me to believe that they noticed, like, holy crap, that guy's holding the Stanley Cup right there. And here he goes off to the ocean.
Isn't the craziest thing that you would think there would be a mob of people surrounding him? There's no security. There's no nothing. There's like one person next to him filming him with a phone. And otherwise, he's just a man out there in the midst of things.
Unless they're out of view and they're giving him his space or whatever to have his fun, because there's another shot, there's another tweet somewhere. The tweet, if you go through this guy's thing, you can see the Stanley Cup on the golf cart.
Yeah, I see it right here.
On the back of the golf cart. And then if you, there's some other videos where they had the Stanley Cup on the second story of a bar and we're filling it with beer and dumping it in the mouths of excited fans.
Know how to party, man.
Yeah, this is why you don't get the original. This is why, because everybody wants to go bananas. Everybody wants to drink out of it. You're going to pee in it by the end of the day. And I love this, that they're saying literally nobody cares. So they're saying it's actually a shot to fans in South Florida that the Stanley Cup is right there and nobody cares. Like, if you went to a real hockey city like Boston, the Stanley Cup would be surrounded by people. Oh, my God, that's the Stanley Cup. And in Fort Lauderdale, he's able to cross the street and nobody's really bothering him.
Real talk, I think that they need to probably make it like the Miami Panthers or something more city dedicated.
Yeah, it's too much for the whole state.
That would cause the town to be like, this is what we did, instead of we have to share it with the entire state. But Tampa gets their own team.
Yeah, the tough thing is this. You get people in Florida who move to Florida when they retire. Those people, a lot of them are from the Northeast, and those people grew up with hockey. They grew up playing hockey, and they're very, very into hockey. So we get like new hockey fans into the state of Florida a lot. I don't know that if you went to Miami proper, you'd see a huge amount of hockey fans there. I just don't know if the demographics holds up. And I think that in Miami proper, yeah, I'm guessing. I'm just guessing here. I don't know. I would probably guess the order goes like this. I could be wrong on the first two. I would guess that the soccer team would be number one and Miami Heat would be number two.
Still very new. Probably very hype about it,
But the Hispanic population of Miami, it outdoes everybody else. It's the biggest demographic in South Florida. Well, specifically in Miami or in Dade County. And that's a huge fan base for soccer. So I would think that they were doing better. But Miami Heat also a very, very big team. So I don't know. We'll see. Correct me on that.
I also think like
newsjunkie.com.
All the people that are like, this is sad. This is so Florida. There's only 6 people around this thing. I don't know that it was announced that the Stanley Cup was coming to the Elbow Room. I think it just kind of happened. And the some people got lucky to see it there. I think what you were talking about in Chicago, where you got tired of seeing it, was like, yeah, because they make deals with players. They make, what if, because every player gets a day with it, right?
Right.
And what if you're a player that doesn't make as much money? You're not one of the star players of the team. You're just a also ran that was on the, you sell your day. You sell pieces of your day, and some bar wants to pay you $20,000 to show up at the Stanley Cup and take pictures with people?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Take that paycheck.
I don't know if I should trust Yelp in the slightest here. They're saying Miami Heat is number 1, Miami Marlins number 2, Miami Fury number 4, Miami Dolphins. All right, Miami Heat number 1, Miami Marlins number 2, Miami Fury number 3, Miami Dolphins number 4.
I mean, Dolphins have a very, very hardcore and long-standing fan base.
Inter Miami even on that list?
No.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, this is garbage.
I mean, a lot of people go to the games, but if they can travel to the away games, that's when you see, a lot of Miami fans, especially when they play Orlando. Like, it is a lot of Miami fans.
All right, I'm looking at by attendance, and I didn't even think about the Hurricanes too. The Hurricanes
That's
are going to
college.
be. Yeah, but wouldn't the Hurricanes have bigger attendance than the Dolphins? Am I crazy on this? Right. The Miami
Also
Hurricanes.
the capacity of the stadium.
Yeah, it's a big. I don't know. I'm way out of my
ChatGPT.
comfort land. Yeah, who's
Comfort
bigger
land.
I'm way out of my comfort land. Comfort land has been abandoned. I left it behind. I don't have a zone, Sealand. I have a whole land.
He likes to go to Comfort Land and play Candy Zone.
Why not? Yeah, so maybe, I don't know, I probably have the list all kinds of screwed up here.
It's really yapping it up right now. So it says, in South Florida, the major league sport with the highest attendance, typically the NFL, with the Miami Dolphins leading the way. Their home games at Hard Rock Stadium and Miami Gardens, large seating capacity, regularly draws significant crowds.
This says 65,922. So that's more than the Hurricanes.
So it says Dolphins, Heat, Panthers, Miami Marlins, Inter Miami, CF, which is soccer.
Really? Okay, so those are like the top 5-ish that they're saying. Okay, well, what do you think about that? Let us know.
Sports,
go to thenewsjunkie.com.
I'm exhausted.
I think we might have sorted it out. In jury duty, when we come back, I got to get to this thing about Biden dropping out. I might have to wait until after jury duty. We've got an update on the Karen Reed case, something weird that happened with the judge. Closing statements are going on right now, and that Alex Jones, Bears. Those are both coming up next in Jury
Battlestar
Duty.
Galactica.
Maybe, question mark on that one. We'll get to all of the stuff that I teased and have not paid off just yet. Before we do Jury Duty, to keep things nice and clean, that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
They won't tell you this, but your pets are pretty lonely when you leave. No worries. We'll keep them company. Just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mattress Firm.
Unlike previous NBA draft classes that featured star players like Zion, Cade Cunningham, or Victor Wembanyama, there's no clear-cut number one overall pick. The Hawks aren't sure who they're taking number one overall, and the draft is fast approaching. There's no real consensus in this year's draft. The biggest name is a player who will probably be selected in the second round. It appears we'll have to wait until draft day to see just how these teams value this year's class. I'm Dan Patrick.
Mattress Firm's July 4th sale is your chance to get matched with your coolest Z's yet. Save $500 on Tempur-Breeze mattresses with free and fast delivery. All night cooling, all summer long. Discover the difference the right bed makes. Restrictions apply.
Hey everyone, I'm Dante Marcatello. And I'm Jake Chapman. We're the hosts of Magic Drive Time, the only daily audio fix for Orlando Magic fans. And actually, I just realized this, Jake, one of the longest running sports talk shows in Orlando. We've been at it for 13 seasons. How is that possible?
Oh, wow. That's good stuff, Dante. And that's exactly what you'll get on Magic Drive Time each day. It's your touchstone for the latest Magic news, game previews and reviews. And we've got more stats and notes than we know what to do with.
Listen to Magic Drive Time on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
CoverGirls don't need a filter. Introducing CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, the skincare makeup hybrid that delivers a plump, more youthful-looking complexion. Made with a plant-based retinol alternative, it reduces the appearance of wrinkles and increases skin's firmness. Pigmented capsules burst and blend, leaving a sheer, even tint, while hydrating for up to 24 hours. Available in 8 adaptable shades. Radiant skin is only a pump away with CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Essence.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Ah, summer in Florida. You know, that fun season of watching the thermostat like a hawk, not to mention your power bills. Keep the AC in and the heat and humidity out with new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen delivers custom-designed, energy-saving windows and doors, and that's because their unique Fibrex material combines elegance and resilience, offering double the strength of traditional vinyl. And they offer a seamless experience from design to installation, providing durable windows and doors in Florida that can stand up to Florida's weather. And now through the end of June, buy one window and or patio door and receive one 40% off. Plus 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring experienced window and door installers. Just go to rbafla.com for complete details. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickleyGroup.com.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's flagship podcast, featuring interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Join me, Dante Marcatelli, along with the rotating cast of Magic personalities every Thursday during the season as we conduct deep dive interviews with Magic A-listers. This podcast is a must-listen for any Orlando Magic fan. Join the squad with the Orlando Magic Pod Squad on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
As a military dad, I'll admit my first deployment didn't go great for my kids. I wasn't ready. So every time I'm gone, I just focus on doing small things better. I schedule video calls during their dinner so we can still eat together. I read books they're reading so we can talk about them. I send them an email every day. It just takes a little effort. But it's worth it, guys.
Dads, duty matters in and out of uniform. So choose to be a father first today.
Dude, we all can see you. You're not that tricky. Put the phone down. Trust me, nobody liked your last 50 posts. They're not going to like the one you just did while you were driving. I can see you, man. Don't pretend. Don't think because your hand's below the dashboard, I don't know what you're doing. This trial attorney, Jeff Kaufman, from the injury law firm of Kaufman Lynn. I'm the one who's going to be suing you. For all the other people, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell. Offices, Orlando.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's flagship podcast, featuring interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Join me, Dante Marcatelli, along with the rotating cast of Magic personalities every Thursday during the season as we conduct deep dive interviews with Magic A-listers. This podcast is a must-listen for any Orlando Magic fan. Join the squad with the Orlando Magic Pod Squad on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the
with Courtney, which was funny and pretty good, actually. And the reason I think I liked it more than I would have otherwise, since it was a sober Monday, I enjoyed it because it was based on a true story. And the story is so ridiculous that you would never think it would be true. And now I think about it in context of, would this work? Would people actually get upset? It's a movie called Wicked Little Letters, which I don't know if you guys are aware of this at all. But
Not familiar, no.
Wicked Little Letters is about, it's a whodunit, because everybody in this town starts getting these letters that are filthy. And they just say the most vile things to the different women in town. You're a this, you're a that, just filthy, filthy thing. The language is so much that people would get the letters and they'd read them and pass out, which I just don't think would happen in 2024. I don't think things shock us that much, what with the internet and all. And then
Did
everybody
they say what was in the letters?
Yeah, they're insults, like filthy insults about people. Like a woman would get an old lady and it'd be really dirty insults, things that you wouldn't say in public back at the time, because this happened in like 1912, somewhere around there. And then everybody starts getting one and they throw a woman in jail and it's like, is she actually innocent? And when I saw at the end, I was like, this can't be based on a true story. Newspapers running full like front page headlines. Who's the dirty writer? Who's doing all of it? I guess was based on a true story. It was pretty fun to watch, actually. If you haven't seen Wicked Little Letters, if you're looking for something chill, Christina emails.
I did watch the Cherry Papini.
Oh, did you? What'd you think of that?
I there was definitely a lot of information that I was not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
One that really stuck out to me was the made up women's names.
Yep.
Did we not cover that? That she called them Schmegma and Taint?
Yeah, she wrote she wrote a fake book, or she wrote like a book,
like a journal,
for cathartic reasons.
Sure, but of all the names, I'm like,
it's weird.
What are you, an 8th grade boy? But it was fascinating to watch my girlfriend, who had zero knowledge about the case, and then the part comes up, and I guess spoiler alert if you're not familiar with it, but she goes, "She's alive." And I snapped a picture of her jaw dropped. I'm like, just wait, it's about to get even crazier.
Yeah, there's going to be a bumpy ride here. I thought it ended too soon, though. I don't know if you felt that same way.
Well, yeah, but that's what you get for not being able to get her side of the story. Like, did not answer the requests from the documentarians.
When I watch those series like that, I always pay attention to something, because generally speaking, you can tell who's taking part and getting paid even by the footage they have. And they had footage of their wedding ceremony. And in my estimation, I'm like, I bet only 2 people have footage of that wedding ceremony. So if she's not participating, clearly he is. He's also in it, by the way. But I'm like, I wanted more afterwards. I wanted to know how her family members felt about this. I wanted to know.
Yeah, because the parents didn't want to do it. Obviously, they were not in it. They had their best friend. But I could see why he would do it without getting paid, because he was looked at as the first suspect.
Yeah,
and a lot of the footage that was, public information, the like interrogation footage, he kind of looked bad. And
yes, he's weird. Like I told you, he's kind of
very
like
strange.
It was
then
very
I
much
felt
like
really bad for him.
It was like Amanda Knox, in as much as she acted in a way that you wouldn't expect in a tragic situation. And he would act ways, he'd be like, hey, I didn't kill her, right? It's just, it was weird. He was very strange, very, very strange behavior.
A good watch.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting at the very least. Christina emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com about long legs. I think this is the hotline number that we called for the Nicolas Cage movie.
Nick Cage's new movie. That's coming up in July, right?
Yeah, this says, so I'm obsessed with the marketing for this movie. Since you did talk about it, I'm sharing the update. They sent a tweet with another code and another link. The link is actually really creepy and gives more info about the film's plot and killer, but they set it up like it's real and the vibe is perfect. It's a teaser trailer, yada, yada. It's going to be a great dark psychological thriller / horror. Can't wait to see it, says Christina. It was weird calling that number. I know that. And it made me feel very uncomfortable. Nicolas Cage is playing another strange character.
Good to hear from you.
Here we
It's
go.
weird for you to call any number. That's just part of the,
Yeah. I mean, to hear that on the
too.
other end, though, that makes it weirder. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Alex Jones, his worst nightmare is surfacing.
His neighbors want to eat him. Sorry.
The bankruptcy trustee is now disclosing the plan to shut down his media platform. He's got to somehow pay off this $1.5 billion lawsuit judgment for repeatedly calling the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting a hoax. Obviously, he'll never be able to pay off $1.5 billion, and he's just kind of been operating. And they say he's been getting a little loose with the money, like putting a little bit here, putting a little bit there to keep it away from these families. I don't know if that's true or not, but now the trustee is saying that they're going to conduct an orderly wind down of the operations and sell off all of the assets. So the only hope Alex Jones would have is if somebody else purchased all of the InfoWars stuff and then hired him back on as an employee.
Like the physical studio or all
of it. Like,
so you have
the
to go to
name,
a single cam podcast and you'll still make a bunch of money.
He would probably just start making stuff on social media. But he can only make so much because all the rest of it, the Sandy Hook families are entitled to. He's gonna
Is
have
there
that
an
over
amount
his head
that he
forever.
can keep and everything over that goes to Sandy Hook families?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but they're not allowed to take his house away from him. He's allowed to maintain some level of his life, and he's not otherwise able to make more money than that. And now that would be the Hail Marys. If some big giant fan bought all this stuff and then we're like, I'm going to hire you on to be an employee here. I don't know if that'll happen. Wildlife advocates are fighting a new law that allows the killing of bears if people feel threatened. Stand my ground bear law, folks. We've got it right now. It's a horrific bill, they say. It should have never made it to the first committee, let alone the governor's desk. That's Katrina Shaddix. I don't know.
To go through.
This
if it was
says
rampant. That would make sense to me.
the new law that goes into effect July 1st says a person is not subject to any administrative, civil, or criminal penalty if they killed a bear to avoid an imminent threat of death or serious injury.
But that's already the case. So you can already kill something that threatens you.
Yeah, there's no way that you would have a bear about to maul you in the wild, and then you shoot the bear, and then they go, you're going to jail. You got to let the bear attack you. There's no way. This seems like another law that is made for nothingness. That's what it seems like to me.
But you accidentally shoot your neighbor dead, and you say, I thought he was a bear.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, as long as it's dark enough, you can get away with pretty much anything these days. All right, we'll get to the Biden, what will happen if his debate performance flops, and this Pepsi invention that didn't need to be a thing. Plus, it's time to get into your dispatches. Those are coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by ePass. Want to save on tolls? Choose ePass. Only ePass offers toll discounts and a free toll sticker. Plus, you'll always pay the lowest toll rate on all Florida toll roads. Visit GetEpass.com to sign up today. That's GetEpass.com. Choose ePass. Expect savings.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
If you own your own home, you're likely sitting on a pile of cash. But if only there was a way to convert that equity into cash. Well, look no further. EasyKnock Sale Leaseback Solutions offer a flexible, convenient way for homeowners to turn their home equity into cold hard cash without the hassle of today's high-interest loans. If you need the money tied up in your home to pay off debts, fund that next move, or just need cash to secure your financial outlook, EasyKnock is the solution. EasyKnock gets you the money you need without worrying about high interest rates or strict lender qualifications. Sell your house to EasyKnock at 100% fair market value and rent it back, getting the time and flexibility you need. It's that simple. EasyKnock enables you to convert the equity in your home to secure a better financial footing. Visit us at EasyKnock.com and turn your home equity into cash today. Terms and conditions apply. Easy Knox sale leaseback products are not available in Massachusetts and select states and markets. Purchase price includes a mix of cash and an option.
Hey there, homeowners. Russ Rollins here. Are you tired of staring at a cold, unused pool? It's time to make a change. Spring is the perfect time to add solar heat to your pool and enjoy it year-round. Solar Source customers, they enjoy family time, nighttime pool parties, movie nights, birthdays, and even low-impact workouts. Don't let your pool be a monthly expense with no enjoyment. Schedule a free consultation from solarsource.com/monsters. Remember, friends of Russ Rollins save even more money.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Summer's here, and you're at work. Make work a lot tastier with delicious summer savings from Easy Cater, the #1 site for workplace catering with over 100,000 restaurants to choose from. Save up to $40 when you order from participating restaurants. These scrumptious discounts are available exclusively on EasyCater.com. So order some food for work and make both your team and your food budget happy. Order now at EasyCater.com. Orders must be placed and received between June 24th and July 5th. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? ROLAIDS.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
ROLAIDS.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still ROLAIDS.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey everyone, I'm Dante Marcatello. And I'm Jake Chapman. We're the hosts of Magic Drive Time, the only daily audio fix for Orlando Magic fans. And actually, I just realized this, Jake, one of the longest running sports talk shows in Orlando. We've been at it for 13 seasons. How is that possible?
Oh, wow. That's good stuff, Dante. And that's exactly what you'll get on Magic Drive Time each day. It's your touchstone for the latest Magic news, game previews and reviews. And we've got more stats and notes than we know what to do with.
Listen to Magic Drive Time on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured, hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little ASCII. This is the news.
Charlemagne, the guy from The Breakfast Club on iHeartRadio. This story says Sirius XM's The Breakfast Club. Pretty sure we have
dare
that.
you?
That seems like a bit of a slight there, Mediaite.
iHeart.
This is an iHeart program, The Breakfast
you.
Club. And Charlemagne, the God, is the guy's name. He's tried a bunch of shows. They keep trying to give this guy shows. They just don't work. And his radio show has done the best, I think, in probably the history of syndicated rap morning shows. And he gets asked a lot about political stuff because there's a lot of people, a lot of white people who kind of view him as like the voice of the black community. So we invite Charlemagne on and we go, how are people really feeling about this? And he's interesting enough in interviews and is able to kind of pull this off. But they asked him, what happens if Biden flops? They asked Charlemagne, what happens if Biden flops at this debate on Thursday? He goes out there, he Magoo-mans it for a couple of moments, and seems like he's just staring into space. And we go, damn, we can't give this guy a blender, much less the keys of the White House for 4 more years. Then what? Now what do we do? And he's saying that means Biden needs to drop out. And I just want to set expectations for people. I don't even think if he has 50 Magoo moments during this debate, I don't think there's anything
If
that's
he was
going to
Mitch
cause
McConnell for 4 hours straight,
them.
he would still be running for president.
Yes.
Now, when this question is prompt, and it seems to be like a continuing topic of discussion, if Biden flops or if Biden does his senile thing, like what is Trump flopping out of curiosity?
Trump flopping is not dunking on Biden. That's what I was trying to set up yesterday. If Biden just gets through it, he wins. He wins the debate because.
All right, but what would Trump do if he goes on these tangents about batteries and sharks? Is that considered a flop, or is it just like
not for Trump?
Get old Trumpy.
No.
Like if he makes no sense on the stage, he's still not considered flopping.
I still don't consider the two the same. I don't consider rambling and like dementia in the same arena. I think these are still two different things, despite the age of both candidates. I think that with everything, and that's why they're trying to change expectations right now, by the way, with everything that Trump has said, like, oh, this guy is way too old. He's dementia ridden. He's not capable of running this country, yada, yada, yada. You guys have heard this. You've heard this forever now. If you say all that and you can't dunk on him at the debate, you don't win. That's the way it goes, right? If you say all of this, it should be easy to dunk on him. So that's why I think most people are going to see this as if Biden holds his own, he wins, and then he's definitely not going anywhere. Even if he craps the bed and it's a bad performance for him, he's still going to be the candidate. And just to go explore the other side that you're mentioning, Sabrina, let's say Trump seems like the person with dementia at this debate. I don't think he's going anywhere either. I think those are the two people. That's it. That's what's going to happen. I don't think anything's going to change it. Like you said, even if it was Glitch McConnell for 90 minutes of the debate, I think that they go, oh, he just had a rough day. He had a rough day. Well, these are the people who are running. This is what's happening. So I think it's kind of a pipe dream to say, like, the flop means Biden needs to drop out. I just don't see him doing that. I would put a lot of money on that not happening. The other thing I was mentioning, I hate this. I don't like this at all. Pepsi and the leaders of Pepsi are starting to unveil a futuristic smart can, they say. The can of the future.
Oh, for Pepsi Free?
No. This is for, I think it's just for PepsiCo products, generally speaking.
What makes a can smart?
Well, I'm going to show you this here. Give me a second to pull this up because you have to see it to believe it. And I can only imagine going into a store of these so-called smart cans and being okay with it.
Hey,
like,
pick me.
Hey,
pick me.
Basically.
They're all speaking to you?
It's not very far off from that. It says the interactive chamber, which is the can, holds a SIM card, enabling personalized visuals for each drinker of the soda. Pepsi Smart Can won't replace the typical aluminum cans. It's a media platform akin to a television or home screen. It can't be recycled, blah, blah, blah. Here's the can. Let me see if I can get this playing. All right, here it goes. It boots up. It says Pepsi on the side. That's a lot.
Okay. Supposed to drink out of that?
Yeah, there's animations
What
going
happens
on.
when the soda's over?
I don't want my soda screaming at me. I don't
thank
want
you.
that to be a thing.
Be like, hey, Pepsi, turn off my backyard light and also tell me what the weather's going to be tomorrow.
The visuals are wild. I'll put this up on See It Now as well. There's screen stuff happening, animations, sounds. It's way a lot if you were out there in the real world and saw this thing.
This is like in a horror movie. There would be a futuristic horror movie. There would be a shelf full of these cans, and they're following you. They're following your every move. And then at some point, all the cans get together to make one big graphic that scares you even more.
Like what do they call it? Like a Transformer style?
Yeah, almost.
Large, almost like Power Rangers. What was the big thing they made called? Like the Megazord. That's what it would be. That's something else when you get to that level. I'm going to put this up on See It Now. You let us know if you think this is cool, innovative, or obnoxious.
I think it's both. I think it's cool for a second, then you realize, what am I going to do with that? How's that going to help me? It's not. Why does it have a SIM card?
And if every can had that, which it won't, it's just not going to happen, there would be like
I think you need
$10 a piece.
Fix your SIM card.
It would be pretty pricey. What's happening? Am I cutting out? Oh, sorry.
When you start talking about technology, your robot overlords are going to start listening to the show more, Sean.
Pepsi Can Future. Pepsi Can of Future. I'll put this up for everybody over on
I think it's too much.
See It Now section of thenewsjunkie.com. I wanted to play this. We do have a little bit of time, so let's get into this story and put this out there for you. A man has had a meltdown. They say it's a meltdown on a plane that was set to depart from Los Angeles to Bogota, Colombia, after flight attendants told him he had to exit because they double booked the plane. And the person who posted this said, "This is one of the rare instances where I'm on the side of the passenger having a meltdown." They said the man claimed he booked his flight 3 months ahead of time as he berated the flight attendants who were making him leave the plane. He said, "This is very much like Jerry Seinfeld in the episode where he rents the car." He says, "I paid for it. They deducted it from my card. You haven't given me anything. This was not a favor. It seems disrespectful to me that you would sell something that you don't have." He eventually left the plane and received a small applause from passengers. I am worried here that he's going to curse, but everybody just be on point and hit that dump button if we do hear him cursing. First of all, I'm not even sure he's speaking in English. Let's check on that first. Let's see. He said, "You're telling me not to do anything." No. "You're talking to me about a nice stone masonry." No, be respectful. Listen to me. You're not doing me a favor. Listen to me. And so he's saying, "You're not doing me a favor." They're trying to say, like, "Oh, we're going to set you up with something else. We're going to do this." And he's saying, "I had plans. I booked this 3 months ago. People are counting on me to be there. But you not only sold my seat to me, you sold my seat to another person."
That's so messed up, man.
And now I don't get to fly on this plane. I don't get to go to
How
Bogota.
did he get that far, like onto the plane, without them noting?
That's true.
He had a ticket.
Yeah, he had a ticket. But if they give you a ticket, why aren't you far enough at that point that you're going?
Like right before you get on the what is the hallway called?
The jetway.
The jetway. After they scan somebody, they said, "Well, we've already scanned this ticket, but like this seat is already taken."
Yeah,
the
that
man's
seems too
on
late.
the plane right now.
Yeah, he's on the plane in the front of the plane. It's not like he's on standby in the terminal. And
I think
waiting.
I think it's because, and I mean, this could be also fixed. This should have been fixed before he got on the jetway. But they scanned the ticket for his name. They didn't scan the ticket for 3B. They scanned the ticket for his name, and his travel documents and information.
But is there a seat available for him? Or now he has no place to sit?
No clue. It sounds like he doesn't have a place to sit because they're trying to get him off that plane. But like for Southwest, it's not assigned seating.
It's not, but they can't they know when the seats are up.
Yeah, I've never been on a Southwest flight where they let more people onto the plane than there were seats available.
No,
they will tell you
this was definitely a miscarriage in operating your airline. I mean, they shouldn't have both people on board the plane. They should have. You should when he checked in. Either of them should have had to check in somewhere. I mean, I wonder if one of them just didn't have luggage. Don't you still check in?
You would still have to check in, I would think. It would still show that you printed out your ticket, that you were there at the airport, and they would show that there was some sort of issue. Mark on YouTube says, you can take the reservation, you just can't hold the reservation. Yeah, this is the old Seinfeld way. I think he's got a gripe, man. I think that's fair for him to be mad about that. I'd be very pissed off if that was the case. Let's go over to you. Let's work in a couple of dispatches while we have some time here, including this one. Here is Insecure Walrus talking about digital price tags.
Second dispatch of the day from Las Vegas because I'm bored. The first place I ever saw digital price tags on the shelf was at Aldi, the grocery store.
Okay, I've heard that today.
I kind of looked at one. I believe it's programmed through an infrared device. So they must have some kind of little handheld device that they hold up next to it, and it flashes it to be whatever price it is and say whatever name it is. So I think it would be difficult, at least with that kind, to just have stuff change willy-nilly based upon surge pricing. But, you know, they could always be connected to the cloud in some way.
Yeah.
But they would require a lot more power, and they're just battery-powered. They're kind of like a smart ink technology.
So they're not on a network, you
doesn't seem like surge pricing would really work with those.
It just, when I look at companies and what they want to do with the bottom line and how they want to replace employees wherever they can, I think if they're not there yet, they're headed there because they want to have less employees to do the work and they want to be able to make more profit if something's selling faster or if the market is shifting in real time. It just wouldn't surprise me at all. All right, when we come back, we'll hear from more of you. Instagram is also under fire. We'll touch on that. And we've been accidentally cooling the planet by all of the pollution we've been doing. We got to get to polluting a whole lot more if we want to make things better. I'll make sense of this. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a smooth one, and it should be on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Looks like no major incident in your way. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535, but westbound is clear. East and westbound of the 408 as well. North and southbound lanes of the Turnpike, as well as the Greenway and 429 toll. If you have any incident to report, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by ePass. Want to save on tolls? Choose ePass. Only ePass offers toll discounts and a free toll sticker. Plus, you'll always pay the lowest toll rate on all Florida toll roads. Visit GetEPass.com to sign up today. That's GetEPass.com. Choose ePass. Expect savings.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
and more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-954-3322, 800-954-3322, 800-954-3322.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's flagship podcast, featuring interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Join me, Dante Marcatelli, along with the rotating cast of Magic personalities every Thursday during the season as we conduct deep dive interviews with Magic A-listers. This podcast is a must-listen for any Orlando Magic fan. Join the squad with the Orlando Magic Pod Squad on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Buying a house or selling yours? The Nickley Group makes it as easy as ABC and 1, 2. Oh, and fast too, because the Nickley Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenickley.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Being a great dad doesn't require some fat wallet. I realized a simple stopwatch could make my kid's day better. I turned everything into a speed competition. Just time everything. How fast can they make their bed? How quickly can they fold 10 shirts? The weirder, the better. I once timed who could hug me the longest. They'll be excited if you're excited. Trust me.
Pull out a stopwatch or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
What about when life spells fried chicken?
R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Fourth cup of coffee?
Still R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Extra cheesy pizza?
Rolaids always spells relief. Rolaids' powerful dual-active formula begins neutralizing acid on contact to fight your heartburn fast. So, when life spells heartburn, Rolaids spells relief. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
How do you solve a crime in reverse when you believe that someone was murdered but have no clue who the victim was? We have to do our job, and we have to find out, who did they kill? If it's possible. How are we going to do that? Listen to Deep Cover the Nameless Man on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search for Deep Cover the Nameless Man.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This is
Friends, can't wait to see you tomorrow for the return of Fritz on the Streets. And that will be some of the first people to get the new Fritz on the Street magnets. If you're victorious with us representing you in the greatest game in all of radio, you can play along tomorrow. So make sure you're paying attention. And if you're in town, make sure you go tonight to Fritz's Funhouse Trivia. All right, that's how you get on the panel. It's right there at Cavo's.
Yeah.
And if you follow him,
be sure to get real toasty before you get on that panel. By the way,
I like it better.
Me too.
I want at least one wild card. Somebody who's just like, slurring, saying funny things.
Right now, the champion's that drunk girl who doesn't even listen to the show.
Oh, she's good. It makes it fun every time I hear somebody like that on there. So you could go participate, maybe do that tonight. No_regrets_coyote is where he's at on Instagram, and you could follow along for that. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. DJ Phone emails. This says Stanley Cup info. The cup that makes the rounds with each winning player is indeed a perfect replica of the original at the Hall of Fame. However, keep in mind, there are 5 wide bands on the cup, each containing 13 seasons of engraved names of cup-winning players and coaches. Each winning team is assigned to name 55 people, players, coaches, and executives, whose names will be engraved. A player must play either half of the regular season games or appear in at least one finals game to qualify. Once engraved, your name stays there for 65 years. Since every 13 years, the oldest band is removed, posted for posterity at the Hall of Fame.
Dead.
And a new band is started. Just imagine taking your grandchild to the Hall of Fame and seeing your name there, he says. When my hometown of St. Louis hosted the NFL draft in 1996, they had the Stanley Cup on display behind glass at downtown's Union Station.
At the NFL draft or NHL draft?
NHL draft. Did I say NFL?
Yeah,
I'm reading
thought
it
so.
too. NHL draft in 1996. They had the Stanley Cup on display behind glass at the downtown Union Station. Thousands of hockey fans lined up to have their picks taken next to it. Many were in tears being in its presence. The cup weighs about 35 pounds, and each player on the winning team skates it around the rink. It used to be hazardous because they had to avoid all the electric cords laying across the ice by all the reporters and videographers. Now most of them use remote power or battery packs. DJ Phone, thank you for the email and the history on the Stanley Cup. Over to this now. If you're not into the world of streaming, you may not be familiar with this person. But one of the biggest people in the streaming world on Twitch or YouTube is somebody who plays video games by the name of Dr. Disrespect.
Ooh,
Dr. Disrespect.
What a bold name.
He looks kind of like a cartoon character. He's got a mustache and always wearing sunglasses. And
is he disrespectful?
Yeah, I think he could be disrespectful from time to time, but very successful. And there was this mystery moment where he left Twitch to go over to YouTube, and he got banned. And nobody ever really knew why he got banned or what was going on. Now, that was only a little odd because people get banned from Twitch all the time, and Twitch doesn't really tell you why they've banned you. Twitch is also staffed by some extremely political people who are against folks who they don't agree with. And I've seen many people who didn't do much of anything wrong who have been suspended from the platform or banned from the platform entirely. So was it something political? That's what people wondered for a long time. Doesn't seem like it would be because this Dr. Disrespect person doesn't get into much of politics. Over the last several days, a bunch of insiders at Twitch have been coming forward and saying that there was a creepy reason why he was banned from Twitch. And I think
creepy, like pervy?
Yes, yeah, that's what they were hinting at. Like some pervy stuff was the reason why he got banned. And he kept pushing back against it. And he thought this controversy was long behind him, I guess. But it's not. Yesterday, his video game company, like 30 employees or something, announced they were dropping him. His own video game company announced they were dropping him, and it was because they looked into like these allegations and they found something there. And finally, he has responded. This is big in the online world and big on Twitter today. He says, the Twitch ban, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the effing BS. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything I could be upfront and real about.
That's why I'm Dr. Disrespect.
That's right. And I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everybody in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everybody at Midnight Society Game Studio. That's his game studio that dumped him. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday and with Midnight Society and I, and we made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Now, I don't know how collective that was because there was a moment of his stream that I saw yesterday on Twitter where he looked to get a text message and it looked to have crushed him as a human being. Like,
you've been dumped.
Like he looked down at the text message and he was just like,
Dump.
just lost his attitude and everything else. He says, our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families, and I never want to jeopardize the culture we have carefully crafted. Everybody has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch whisper messages? I guess that's like how you can message back and forth on the Twitch platform with an individual back in 2017? The answer is yes. Ooh. By the way, this individual is alleged to have been underage. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. Okay. No pictures were shared. No crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear. It was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. I don't know if anybody ever said that. I think they just said he was messaging an underage girl, which...
And he said there was no intentions, but it certainly leaned that way.
He said, hold on, let me get back.
That's an interesting dance.
He said, were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. So here's what I'll say on this kind of matter. You would never, ever, 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 ever find that I messaged with anybody like this, because if some young girl messages me, I'm staying 8 million miles away from that. Why would you ever? I'm not messaging anybody underage. Not that I'm messaging anybody to begin with. I usually kind of just leave DMs alone just as a policy. But the idea that like a young girl, clearly a young girl, let's say she's like 14 or something, would message you on a platform. I wouldn't respond with a thumbs up. I wouldn't respond with a smiley face.
There's that one underage person you used to message all the time, Dylan.
That doesn't count. He's my son. That one's okay. Anything else that could possibly be like pulled out of context and used like this, you would never, ever, 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 ever see that happen to me, because I don't understand why an adult would be texting underage girls or messaging them on whatever platform you were on. That just seems weird. You would never have to apologize for it if you never respond to it.
What a dance he just tried to perform.
Yeah.
He said, saying like, absolutely no bad intentions. Did it lean towards that, and perhaps everyone that's surrounding me and has all that information would think it's inappropriate? Sure. Yeah, but this is out of respect for everybody else. Like, come on, man. You know exactly what you did. It's also been an investigation for years, and you've been like just doing whatever you want, making what I imagine millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
And it's finally caught up to him. Mm-hmm. Good riddance. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's not going anywhere. I mean, he's not on Twitch anymore. So he can't he did lose the gaming company. They've separated from him. I would be kind of blown away if YouTube said, we're not going to let you stream on our platform for accusations that you messaged somebody who is underage. Twitch can do that. Twitch can get you off their platform for whatever they want. Like
why couldn't
just
YouTube?
How it goes. YouTube can't. Well, hold on. I don't want to say something out of turn here. My guess would be that YouTube probably doesn't punish you for things that happened off their platform. That would be my guess. That doesn't have to be the case.
Right.
It might be at their discrepancy no matter what.
But in your experience or in your observation, Twitch is more likely to drop you based on stuff that happens that doesn't involve Twitch?
Well, the allegations were reported through Twitch's system. Yeah. Right, to Twitch. So somebody reported this, then they look into it, then they go, even though this is like a big figure on our platform, we have to take this seriously, and they ban him, and which is a financial hit to them. So at least they're like standing on some moral ground, I would suggest. But I wouldn't think that YouTube would jump up on this. He's doing the whole, I'm going to take a vacation with my family. I'm coming back bigger than ever. He says, trust me when I say this to all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero real-life experience. I don't give an F about you. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire statement and think I'm a piece of S, that's fine, but I'm not effing going anywhere. I'm not the same guy that made this mistake all those years ago. I'm taking an extended vacation with my family, as mentioned on stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear. Yeah, effing right, he says on a post on Twitter. So some drama in the streaming world, as you can see. All right, so there's that. What else? Anything else I wanted to pay off? Instagram is getting some heat because if you try to follow, and some of you wouldn't be caught dead doing this, others already do. If you try to follow Tucker Carlson on Instagram, if you search for his name, you have to search for his exact username for him to show up.
Why?
Then, because he must be shadow banned. Then, and I've never seen this before.
Is he not verified?
I don't know. Can you check Tucker Carlson on Instagram? At Tucker Carlson is what you would imagine. But if you do try to follow him, you get a pop-up that says, this account has been flagged many times by independent fact checkers for posting false information that went against our community guidelines. Are you sure you want to follow this person?
So I just put Tucker up, right? The first thing that comes up is Tucker Carlson Network.
Okay, like his overall network account. Okay.
I'm not seeing any sort of, so I'll put Carlson.
Yeah, go with the full name and see
if Tucker Carlson fan page, Tucker Carlson.
Supposedly,
okay, so I did have to put the full thing on there.
So when you've searched for his full username, they show you his account.
I'm not trying to follow him, though.
No, I'm not asking you to do that. But when you follow him, a pop-up comes up, and it's like, hey, are you sure
he is
you
verified? Let me see this.
But look at all my mutuals that follow him. Interesting.
There you
Sean.
go. I don't follow Tucker Carlson on Instagram. I don't follow him. I don't think I follow too many political people on Instagram that I'm aware of. I don't like politics on Instagram.
Surprisers.
Oh, yeah? Who can name them and shame them then? Who is it? Who's C-Lane? Christopher Lane.
Yeah.
Secret Tucker Carlson fan.
I hit follow and I see that the message. Are you sure you want to follow Tucker Carlson?
That's funny. It's only fair if they do this for both sides of the equation then. If there's people who are on the far left who are like routinely telling disinformation on Instagram, I would expect that this would be applied evenly. It's their platform. They can do it, but I would just expect that it would at least be fair. I've never seen that before this story. I'd not been aware that they would go that far. All right, we got to pollute more because that's how we cool the planet. That's the way this works. From the Washington Post today, I saw somebody on chat saying, I want to see how Sean's going to pay off this stupid tease, or I don't know what it was called, something like that. How Sean is going to pay off this really dumb tease. Well, here we go. From the Washington Post. It says, we've been accidentally cooling the planet, and it's about to stop. The Washington Post says, it's widely accepted that human beings have been heating up the planet for over a century by burning coal, oil, and gas. Earth is already warmed by 1.2 degrees Celsius since pre-industrial times. The planet is poised to race past the hoped-for limit of 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming. But fewer people know that burning fossil fuels doesn't just cause global warming, it also causes global cooling. It's one of the great ironies of climate change that air pollution, which has killed tens of millions, this says, has also curbed some of the worst effects of warming the planet. Tiny particles from the combustion of coal, oil, and gas can reflect the sun rays. Since the 1980s, those particles have offset between 40 and 8% of the warming caused by greenhouse gases. Now that we're cleaning up that pollution, our getting better and polluting less is warming the planet more, they say. The result is even warmer temperatures. How much warmer is under debate. All of this is under debate when it comes to how much of an impact humans are having, as far as I'm concerned. They said we're starting from an area of deep, deep uncertainty. It could be a full degree of cooling being masked. So either it's going to get a degree hotter, cooler, or, we just kind of make this up as we go along. But they said the pollution was doing us good and bad at the same time. And now we're not getting the good part of that, unfortunately, with some of these countries polluting less. So it's like a good thing is happening, but maybe a bad result comes from it in the short term, if you believe any of this stuff. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, there's been stuff happening behind the scenes during this whole show. Are they still working on things?
No idea. Beep, boop, beep, boop.
We're in the black. We're in the dark. When we come back, we'll do the final dispatches. Stories that didn't make the cut. And today, I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. That's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Saying things that management will have to apologize for later. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Tuesday forecast. And for the rest of our day, we are going to be expecting hot temperatures with a high of 94 degrees in Orlando and a heat index around 110. It is going to be a sweltering day. Make sure you're staying hydrated. We do also have the chance of some scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. These will grow more widespread during the mid to late afternoon hours before eventually dissipating overnight. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Celebrate our country's independence in Mount Dora as the City of Mount Dora and Real Radio present the Freedom on the Waterfront on July 3rd. Musical performances from All for One and Inner Circle. Food, fun, and Central Florida's best fireworks display over Lake Dora. Event starts at 5 p.m. and is sponsored by Visit Lake, Mullinax Ford, Coors Beer, Mellow Mushroom, and Fox 35. Visit the City of Mount Dora's event page for more information. Don't miss Freedom on the Waterfront in Mount Dora on July 3rd.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Hey, homeowners, Russ Rollins here to talk to you about something serious, your power bill. Last summer was tough, but this year could be even worse. So don't wait until the last minute to get protection and savings from solar power and backup power. Solar Source has a new pay-as-you-go solar package that lets you start with an affordable base system and add solar panels over time. Plus, their pay-as-you-go battery backup is awesome, and it lets you add critical backup power as you go. Schedule a free consultation at solarsource.com/monsters. Get ready for a stress-free summer.
Glad to finally have you over. What do you think?
You could install a bay window to let in more natural light over there.
Huh?
Sorry.
Sorry, it's just that I saved hundreds on my Navy Federal Credit Union home equity loan. Now I see potential home improvement projects everywhere.
Learn more about how our home equity loans with no closing costs can help you get more from your home base at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Membership required. Loan subject to change.
Tools Ace Hardware is your place for grills and outdoor furniture this summer. They have the largest selection of Big Green Egg grills and egg accessories in all of Central Florida. Weber gas and charcoal grills and Traeger wood-fired pellet grills as well. Tools Ace also carries grills and pizza ovens from Rectech, Napoleon, Gosney, and Uni. And if you need outdoor furniture to complete your backyard entertainment area, Tools Ace carries the best in outdoor furniture from Polywood. Get free assembly and local delivery on any grill or furniture purchase $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 13 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Homeowners, are you dreaming of financial freedom? Welcome to EasyKnock, your home equity converted into cash effortlessly. Convert the value of your home without the hassle of lender qualifications. That's right, no credit score or debt-to-income requirements. Just the money you need when you need it. Sell your house to EasyKnock for 100% fair market value and then rent it back, getting the cash and flexibility you need. That's right, 100% of fair market value, and you get to stay where you are. No moving boxes, no goodbyes to neighbors, just the home you love with the financial freedom you've always dreamed of. No leaving behind your cherished memories, no moving headaches. With EasyKnock, you keep living in the home you love. Why wait? Join thousands of EasyKnock satisfied customers nationwide who've converted their equity into opportunity. Visit EasyKnock.com today and step into a brighter, financially secure tomorrow. Terms and conditions apply. EasyKnock sale leaseback products are not available in Massachusetts and select states and markets. Purchase price includes a mix of cash and an option.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
This hour of Real Radio is sponsored by Twin Peaks, now open in Daytona.
Preparing you for the impending robot uprising. This is the News Jump.
And let me tell you something. If you are the cheating type, now is when you can't be too careful, because I'll tell you a story in just a couple of parts here before we get into the final dispatches. Stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday, a Share the Show Tuesday. Keep doing that out there. I've seen this all over the place today. I don't know if you guys have caught this just yet, but it's a video of this dude. And he's on a United Airlines flight. And some woman a couple of rows away is calling him out for cheating on his wife.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, says he has a family and stuff. And it's gone from this message, which I'll read to you in a second, to he started deleting a bunch of posts and
also
deleted his whole account.
Picture of him making out with her, and then they disappeared in the bathroom.
Yeah,
wearing his ring the entire time, talking about his child.
Yeah, this says, here's the actual post that called it out. It says, if this man is your husband flying United Airlines Flight 2140 from Houston to New York, so they got like the flight and everything. Oh, man, you're toast. From Houston to New York, he's probably going to be staying with Katie tonight. Him and Katie met at the airport bar and haven't left each other's side since then. He convinced her to change her seat so she could sit next to him and they could drink. I don't know his name, but I know hers because he keeps saying it. He also said his 8-year-old daughter danced for the Astros opening tonight. He's from Fort Worth, Texas. He says he's a surfer and he just got a new surfboard. Supposedly he's the president of the company he works for and he's flying to New York City for business. I wouldn't have known he was married if he hadn't have been wearing his wedding ring. Excuse me by rubbing my eye. I didn't know what else to do to self-record. Do your thing, TikTok. And this thing exploded. And because they had so much information on him, they burned all of the bridges this guy had going on. And one thing I kind of don't get, hit me with this one, all right? What's your answer to this? There's a lot of people who get mad in the comments thread to these things. Why? Why? Like, are we to say you shouldn't be posting this stuff online? If the guy is cheating on his wife and he has a kid at home, why shouldn't he be called out? Why shouldn't he? This is 2024. You have to worry about getting caught cheating at It's never been harder to cheat than in 2024. There's cameras
I think some
everywhere.
people see that as a challenge.
A challenge that they can live up to. This guy, I don't feel sorry for him if he was really doing what they said. You could see the footage. They're like together. And at one point, she says they might have gotten up to try to join the Mile High Club. If I was the wife, of course I would want to know what was going on in this flight. Get out of this relationship fast if this is what this guy is doing to you. I will never get when people hear that stuff and go, oh my, how could she do that? Leave him alone. Mind your own business. Well, I'm for mind your own business. But if a dude is utilizing this opportunity to cheat on his wife and he's got a kid at home, that doesn't even really matter. But just like to cheat on somebody, just to do that. I don't dig that. I don't think that person should be protected. That seems lame to me. But
what do the mad comments say? I saw that in the tweet. Somebody said, blah, blah, blah. Look at all the cheaters mad in the replies and like some sort of face.
I think it's more so in the TikTok replies. There's so many replies that there's going to be people pushing
What's
back no matter what.
What's the TikTok handle?
The TikTok is Caroline Rened. Caroline Rened.
Well, anyone who gets mad at the comments, there's thousands of more people are like, yeah,
oh yeah,
this is what they did. Replay you so.
There's 28,000 comments. That's a lot. Like it's to a level where you're going to get some out of control stuff. And
there was
then
one of these that I saw that like unfolded. Same concept of seeing on the flight, obviously noticing that the person next to him was someone who's married, cheating, and eventually got to the wife. And according to the woman who kind of exposed it was like, spoke to them on the phone, and they seemed to have a open thing going on. So with that, we put it to bed.
That's a win.
On to the next one.
That's a rarity, though. This one says, a stranger airing out your business for TikTok clout is beyond wild to me. I don't know.
Business,
I think
there's no expectation of privacy.
No, and I think it's kind of a service. This is not just like airing out somebody's dirty laundry if they had an argument in public or something. This is somebody who was publicly cheating on another person, or at least the poster thought. Are they also doing it for clout? Totally possible. Probable even. But I think there's something to it at least. Quickly, in This Week in Recalls, they've recalled all the Cybertrucks once again. This one is for the windshield wiper.
It must be pretty annoying to be one of those dealerships or showrooms because they're not dealerships.
No, it's similar, though. Ford is recalling over 550,000 pickup trucks because their transmissions can suddenly downshift to first gear, which doesn't sound like a good time. And that'll have to do it for us today. Let's get the hell out of here. Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Not even one dispatch made it today because I'm brutal. Just brutal. And behind. And half the technology is not working. We got, never mind. Today I Learned for a Tuesday, June 24th, 2024. Today I learned in 2008, this guy.
50 Cent.
That's right. 50 Cent sued Taco Bell for $4 million in 2008, alleging the fast food chain used his name and his persona without permission in a marketing campaign that urged him to change his stage name to 79 cent, 89 cent, or 99 cent to promote their value menu. He said,
ask his permission for that?
Well, even bringing him up in the context, he said, was like, you're utilizing me for your advertising. I'm not cool with that. And he sued. Does not say whether he won or not in this story I'm looking at. Today, I learned the millennial pause is a phenomenon where generations older than Gen Z tend to pause before speaking when a camera begins recording. I guess because it would take a while back in the day. You'd record and then you'd wait a beat or two and then you go, oh, okay. And now everything is going so fast that you don't do the millennial pause any longer. Today I learned China does not recognize international time zones within its borders. The entire country just used one big fat time zone called China Standard Time Zone, which is aligned to Beijing time, and that's the way it works. And finally, today I learned this band right here. Get ready. Matchbox 20. That's right, Matchbox 20.
Damn it.
The guy from the front cover of the Matchbox 20 album, Yourself or Someone Like You, sued them. However, it took him 9 years to discover he was on the album cover for that band.
Dumbass.
And he ended up losing the lawsuit. He died in 2016 at the age of 73.
You dead dumbass.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Miss the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you later, everybody.
To win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy